Coming to you from the award-winning Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge, PCA's 2024 Best of Leaf Midwest Cigar Bar, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge, it's the Final Third Podcast.
Welcome back to a relaxing podcast with the Final Third crew. I'm Rob.
And I'm Scott.
I'm floored.
It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in Ingalls, Indiana.
About
today.
as good as you could get.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I mean,
what?
this is perfect.
It's about it's 70 degrees right now, sunny, no humidity, just perfect. So
On the patio
you know,
today.
this might be our OnlyFans episode where we just sit back and smoke and stare at each other.
I was going to say, I mean, look, Mike got paid last night. I got laid this morning.
Dang,
and like
nice.
it's a beautiful day. This
Nice.
just
It's a
can't
beautiful
get
day.
any better.
And my food was
Yeah.
late this morning, so that was great.
Well, man, you know, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, whatever.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Rob's
we're-
coming
we're
up
doing
short
all right.
then.
Taking the story of my life.
Well, then he had to come to work and smoke and drink all day. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Shucks.
it's, yeah.
So what are we smoking and drinking then?
We are going to go a little bit bigger today. So we yesterday we had the Kentucky Owl rep come in. Super nice guy. Used to be with Cardinal Spirits. Really nice guy.
It's a
He
good
brought by
change.
a whole lineup of Kentucky Owl, and we drank that yesterday. So we're going to be bringing some more Kentucky Owl products into the shop. We've had the Takumi edition, which is like a Japanese style edition of a Kentucky bourbon. We're going to be drinking 3 different Kentucky Owl drinks today. And I will be bringing it. We're going to be having a tasting with them too coming up here in another month or two. So that's going to be exciting. And we're going to be smoking the Padron 1964 Imperial. So thought we'd go ahead and do a really nice pairing together. You know, Kentucky Owl, the one nice thing, well, let's get into it and then we'll talk.
Yeah, this is what episode number are we on now, Mike?
I think 115.
115. So this is the episode 115 pairing.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
so we're getting back to the pairing. So this is our pairing for the rest of August.
So if you
I
come
like
to the
that idea.
lounge, you come to the lounge and you're going to see it up on the board. And Rob, what's the normal discount on the pairing?
Good question.
I thought it was 10%.
It's either 10 or 15. I think it's 10.
Okay, so 10%.
That's
when
with
you,
the pairing.
Yeah, when you buy a Kentucky Owl product with this Padron 64, you're going to get 10% off for the episode 115 pairing.
And I will tell you, you don't normally get discounts on Padrones, no matter where you go.
Right.
So to get this pairing and get the discount, it's actually a nice deal. So what we're going to start with today on drinking is this is the Wise Man. So you probably don't know this, and if you do, you're way more in the know than I was. The Wise Man is their lowest end offering from Kentucky Owl. It's I think it's 3 or 4 years. I don't know if it actually says on here or not. It does not. But it's 90.8 proof bourbon, straight bourbon. It's a little lighter. It's a little bit brighter than the other products, but honestly, for a lower end offering for them, it's actually really nice. So I think you guys are going to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a cheaper offering from them.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
much
nice.
cheaper, and that was one of the things that he talked about pretty heavily. He said that he came on from Cardinal Spirits, and he had a lot of opinions on obviously what they were doing at Cardinal and things that they could do better maybe at Kentucky Owl, and he's actually got them to decrease their prices going into the next quarter. So you're going to be seeing a lot of the Kentucky Owl products that used to be 160 range, maybe coming in closer to that 120 range.
That's nice because that definitely makes it more accessible.
It
There's
does.
something about getting over that 120 mark where you start going, man, boy,
I agree.
That's kind of tough to justify, right? I mean, you look at like Peerless, and they tend to run up in that 119, 120 range, and that's quite a stretch.
Yeah.
But seeing them come down to that price point, I think is good because they're really, really they're doing good stuff over there.
They are, and I'll tell you, so this is the first one we're drinking, and then we've got the Confiscated, which is absolutely freaking delicious. and then the Takumi. So we'll be drinking all three of those today. These are all in that 120 to, or well, I guess probably 150 price range right now, but they are going to be 120. Not all of them. The first one's I think a
60.
$40 bottle.
MSRP says 60.
60? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I was thinking he said that's going down to 40. maybe.
Well, that's cool.
That would be awesome.
So
So I'm doing a cold draw on this Padron, and I had frosted mini wheats and coffee for breakfast. This definitely leans more towards the bran.
A little bit of pie. That's a pie for breakfast.
Yeah. No, I didn't have pie.
Yeah, you did.
What?
Anyways.
That's a different pie.
Yeah. Something else got shredded with your mini wheats.
Man, Janelle watches this podcast.
She's gonna be pissed.
But I'm definitely getting some of the kind of raisin bran notes on the cold draw on this, which I just always love that.
well, and this does the nice Padron. You got that barnyard kind of thing going, which is nice, and you can actually taste it a little bit too. It's got that hay and
Yeah, a lot of hay.
I mean, very, very, very light cocoa, but a little bit of cocoa, but hay mostly.
Yeah, this is like going back in my cousin's barn.
Oh, yeah.
Her dad stores all his hay back there, and you walk back and says, "Yep, smell
It's
it."
definitely predominantly hay for me.
Yep. All right, let's get this thing lit.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Wiseman stuff, this stuff is just like the others, source whiskey. I think most of that comes from Bardstown bourbon.
It does.
And then the others say, I think it's a blend of 3, but the other 2 are undisclosed.
Yes. And
So-
he was saying that basically they get most of their product, if not all of their products, from all the distilleries around Bardstown.
Right.
It's not just BBC.
So it's still Kentucky.
Still Kentucky, but it's yeah. And you can taste it. There was one of them, and I can't remember which one it was that we tasted, that I'm saying, oh, I can taste the Heaven Hill in this. I can taste the Willet in this. It was just very weird to be able to taste the individual distilleries within a product.
I could taste the Weller Full Proof in this.
I can taste the Willet. Yeah.
I'm not bitter.
It's Pappy. It's baby Pappy.
So
It's funny because the whole Weller and all that stuff and how much fun we make of it. And then Will's down in South Carolina today.
Yes.
And it was his mom or his aunt? I don't remember who it was. One of his family members.
the one that loves this special reserve.
Loves green labels. Like, buy as much as you can.
Yeah.
So Will had to buy 9 bottles of Weller Special Reserve.
Apparently you can't get that there. He
And
said
still
it's
didn't
the
spend
Pappy for out
$100.
there. So no, he did, but he shouldn't have.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
he spent $800
Yeah.
for
For
nine
$24, I mean, yeah, I'm buying that shit all day because it is a good weeder mixer. I'm just not drinking it neat. Like,
I'm not.
I'm not a fan at all.
I don't
Yeah.
even drink it as a mixer. Look, if I'm going to go do some sort of weeded bourbon for a mixer, I'm just going to get Makers.
it's one of those where like everyone comes over to your house and somebody's like, "Oh my God, you have
Weller."
Weller."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking go nuts.
To
Dude.
me, it's like Blanton's.
Yeah.
I keep Blanton's on the shelf just for
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still got I collected those for the letters, but like I never.
Did
I
anything
think
with
I have 4 of them that are unopened still.
You have all the letters?
Yeah, I never hung them up. Like
You do have all the
I
letters?
do, yeah.
Did you get your little stave or whatever they put them on
No.
from down there?
I don't need that shit. I'm just gonna pound them into the wall.
Dude, just get it.
Pound them into the
Make
wall.
him give you something for free. Come on, man. You bought all the freaking whiskey,
I paid retail for them too when they were like $59. So like,
so you won the lottery.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I did.
Speaking of winning the lottery,
Winning.
Mikey last night pulled in $800 on one race.
Fuck yeah.
Out at Harrah's Hoosier
Yeah.
Park.
Oh,
On
the
what
Dan-
race? What
the
race
Dan
was
Patch.
The Dan Patch.
it? The
Yeah.
31st edition.
Yeah, $300,000 purse. Congratulations to Duncan, the horse, and what was the
Kyle Wilfong.
Yep,
Wilfong,
Kyle
yeah.
Wilfong.
And that's a big payday for a guy like him. He's been moving up the charts out there. We got Tetrick and DeLong have been first and second.
Yeah,
all
DeLong
year
won
long.
4 races last night.
He did, which is, I didn't even
It's
realize
crazy.
that.
We've
But,
been going out there like pretty much every Tuesday, and,
Yeah.
and it's been awesome.
It has.
It is so much
But
fun out there.
Willifong, he's one that I've noticed a lot. Him and Oosting have been moving up the chain, and Willifong's been
Giving DeLong
darting
and
up
Tetrick.
it.
Although
yeah.
Houston
challenge.
fucked me real good on the race after the one that I won because I was talking shit about his number 5 horse for being
Which was
erratic.
killing it, and then suddenly
Yeah.
got
and then got knocked
off
down.
stride.
But he ended up hitting 5th on the next one. Oosting did.
I don't
on-
even want to
on
hear
race
your
14.
shit. You won $800. I
Yeah.
lost 40.
Yeah.
So I won this $800 on the Dan Patch race. I hit the superfecta and the trifecta and the 2-horse to place.
Yeah.
So I boxed it. I didn't need to box it. It was 2, 3,
You
7,
had 'em
10.
in order.
I had them in order.
Except it was a dead heat for second and third, so
Yeah.
you actually got it double
Twice.
paid
Yeah.
because you boxed it because
Yeah.
it paid both ways.
So with
So
the
explain that.
$42 to show for the number 2 horse because he won,
Yeah.
I was $807.
So those of you that are not horse, racing fans, a dead heat means 2 of the horses finished dead tied.
yeah, tied.
Yeah.
They could not tell who won that. So he picked a box, which means he picked 4 horses, and they could win in any order,
he
order
bet
as
all
long as
the orders.
all the orders. So since those 2 horses in the middle finished dead heat, he won not only on them in this order, but he won them
in the
every
switch
flipping the
order.
middle ones
Yeah.
in the two. So he ended up winning twice,
Yeah.
which is like the cheat code for
And I
Yeah.
thought
horse
you did
betting.
the trifecta too.
I
Didn't
did,
You?
yeah.
You did,
Yeah, so
yeah.
I hit both on that one.
So you got the first 3.
So that's how you win.
Oh, and you hit both on that
$800.
because it
I
was
hit both
second
on
and
that
third
one,
that was
'cause
dead
It was
heat.
still 2, 3,
So you
7.
hit basically a double trifecta, a double superfecta,
And
and
a
you got a
place.
show. Or was it a
It
place
was
or
it was a show. I'm sorry. It
Show
was
on
a
the
show
2-horse
on
on
the
Duncan.
2-horse, which
Who won?
won, which was still like a 15 to 1 odd. So like that was like $42 or something.
You
Well-
know, we've been very fortunate. They sponsor us. We sponsor them. And it's been so much fun going out there. If you get a chance, I know we got it on the commercial and everything, but
Gotta go check it out, man.
and
It's a good
don't
time.
just go once. That's the thing is like I
Yeah.
used to go like one time a year, and it was pretty much like bet the horses' names or look at the odds or you
Yeah.
know.
No, you got to learn the
You
the
go
riders.
like one day, 3 or 4 weeks in a row, and you start learning a little bit. And there's actually a lot to it. It's
you learn about the trainers and the drivers.
Yeah.
It's
And I
really no
will-
different than
the
any other
owners.
sport, right? You
I
learn
will
about
tell
the
you-
players and the coaches and all that.
If you're new to it, go out there and buy one of the programs. I think they're like $3.
Yeah.
I think it's 5 for color, 3 for non-color, whatever.
no,
Just
they
buy-
just did the color on the special edition.
Well, no, they do have 2 different
Oh, do
ones.
they?
The regular
Oh,
time too.
I didn't
At least
know
they got the cheat code on that one figured out. I think it's $2 to buy the black and white one.
Okay.
I'm like, all right.
Enjoy live harness racing action at Harrah's Hoosier Park, Tuesday through Saturday through November 30th. First post on weeknights is 6:15 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Saturdays. Also enjoy the Hop Bebop concert series to go along with racing on Saturdays with local musical acts live from the Hop Outdoor Recreational Area from 7 to 10 p.m. Admission is free. Harrah's Hoosier Park, premier gaming in the heart of the Midwest.
All right, it's train 30 at final third.
This episode sponsored by CSX.
Yes,
Wouldn't that be some shit?
that would be hilarious.
What do you get? You get railroad fucking ties. That's what
Yeah.
you get.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so
So,
definitely
yeah.
get out to the track if you get a chance.
Yeah, and
Enjoy it. Say hi to all our friends out there.
absolutely, and get one of the programs, because if you get the program in the beginning of the program, it kind of teaches you how to bet and how to read the program a little bit. Now, obviously, you're going to learn more by doing it and talking to people that know what they're doing, but there's a lot of information in the front of each one of those programs, and you take it home and study a little bit, you'll have a lot better idea of how to bet when you're out there, or how to just enjoy the racing.
Yep.
Yeah, and it breaks it down. Like there's a key in the front.
There's a
Yeah.
key that
There's
breaks
still a
everything
different
down.
understanding of like actually understanding what you're reading.
Right,
than just,
right.
Like, flipping pages back and forth.
But that's
you
the
gotta
best
do
way to
that.
get started, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
go,
you gotta do
go
that.
with a couple friends because that helps, right? You're each kind of investigating and trying to figure it out, and then you're asking questions, and people are googling shit, and
Yep.
you kind of figure it out. So go out there, have some drinks, have some cigars, and
Well, and shout out to Gene, our man. He's
Always hooks us up.
he's definitely part of our crew. He's such a nice guy. One of our best friends out there, and he sets us up every time. We've got us a suite out there that we're hanging out in. If you're out there at the track especially on a Tuesday,
Oh, yeah, you can get a suite.
look up in the suites and see if we're there, because a lot of times we're going to be there, and you can join us and have a cigar with us.
So talking about the suites, we had an interesting discussion last night. We by the time everybody's watched this, they'll have hopefully made some comments on a possible Final Third membership,
Hell yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
we've been talking about that a little bit. Kind of like, hey, would getting a suite out there for members be something that would be a possibility? So let us know. Make sure and keep those comments coming in. Tell us what you think about a Final Third membership.
Yeah,
and,
it's good for the first 1,500 people that sign up for the membership.
Amen, brother. No, I'll tell you, man, that, I was never one that thought I'd enjoy horse racing. I'm just not much of a gambler, except for I do. Shut up. Fuck you. Fuck you, Jobu.
Dude, you're the one that texted us all at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I just won a superfecta an Australian horse race. And we're like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
When Rob finds
I
something
did.
that he can like potentially win money on,
I'm in.
he's in.
I'm
Yes,
in.
yes.
But I am also one of those guys that if I go to the casino, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to. But, you know, the fun thing about horse racing is it's not just watching horses. It's going out
Right.
there and hanging out with friends
Yes.
and having some drinks. And, you know, if you're in the right area there, smoking a cigar, having a nice meal at the restaurant, whatever. But it's actually more of the culture around it and seeing the people that are in love with their game. You know, you got the trainers, you got the Amish group down there that are watching
Yeah.
the horses that
Yeah,
they've raised.
German
and,
Baptist. and the
German
Amish.
Baptist.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so cool to watch the entire aspect of it. And something really cool that we're going to be hopefully doing here in the next few weeks is we're going to be going out there and we're going to go out into the barn and hopefully talk to someone like DeLong, one of the drivers, a trainer, and really get the inside scoop on what's going on in the barns out there. So that'll give you guys a little bit better impression of what's really going on. But that's the stuff that makes me excited about it. Is I like to nerd out on it a little bit more than just
Yeah,
watching
hell
the
yeah.
horses run around the track.
Well, and the
No,
great
me
thing is
too.
any activity that you can do while you're, you know, having a bourbon and having a cigar matches in with the culture it's the final third culture, right?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of an extension, right? It's the next place you can go. And I can tell you, you take your own cigars in there, the drinks are not expensive. Like
No.
you would think they'd be crazy, but they've had Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond, they've had Larceny A124. We drank them out
They're
of that
getting
last
more.
night.
They're getting more of
They're-
all of us.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Now you say not expensive, but they're not 2-ounce pours.
Mm-mm.
no,
They're
no.
like one-ish.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
bottled and bond is $20.
look, if you're going
But-
out for an evening, I mean, let's
Right.
just say you're a beer
You're at a
drinker.
fucking casino.
I mean,
Like, it could be 40.
it could be.
So-
it could easily be 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you go out there and you're like, okay, I'm gonna have a couple drinks. I hang out with my friends. You know,
Yeah.
to me, $2 bets.
Yeah.
You know, it's a pretty cheap night. 13 races, that's $26, and maybe you make some of it back.
Yep.
Right? You're not paying a ticket price to get in,
Jen was like, how much did you spend yesterday? I was like, $23.
and you won over 800.
I was like, fuck yeah. That
Yep.
worked out really nicely.
Yep, I think
But like the
that's
Elijah
win.
Craig toasted is $16.
There you go.
So like I did a
The
double
Heaven Hill is
pour
only
that
$20
was, like-
for the double.
Is it for the double? So
Yeah,
then
it's $10.
Okay.
Yeah, $10 a
So
pour
then
for the
that's-
Heaven Hill
that's on
bottle and
par.
bond. That's,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah, the
asked. They
double's
just-
not
They just
three-
know
it's
we're
not-
getting
you're
doubles.
getting-
You're getting
And honestly,
Maybe 3
look,
ounces.
I mean, they're free pouring that, so
Yeah.
no. Actually, they're doing it by the
they do.
jiggers
They
now.
do, but
Sometimes.
they
you
usually-
ever watch them? There's a little extra.
Well, they do. Yeah. Then that's one
it's
thing.
the
They'll
jigger
pour a
dump
little
and
heavy.
so
Yep.
you're getting a little extra. I mean, they're take care of the bartenders.
do.
They take care of you, and when they see that you're a regular in there, and they know you're not coming in there to be stupid or anything. You're just there to
Yeah.
have a good cigar.
Keep
good
ringing me
drink
up for
and-
Woodford.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the nose on this. What do you get on the nose on this?
Mm.
I'm liking the pairing between the cold draw originally off the 64 was that heavy hay note. I'm getting a little bit of grassy, maybe like rye on the nose on this,
I'd definitely
and it's
say
kind of sweet.
I know.
I kind of get a little lilac.
Okay,
It is. It definitely has some more of those brighter, higher notes.
I'm getting a little shellac.
Maybe like a clover honey.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm skewed. I downed like 15 honey sticks this morning, so
Oh well, yeah.
See, and I
I got some sugar.
even on
in
the
me.
palate, I get some of that honey and the little bit of floral and honey in there. You're not getting quite to the caramel and the richness of it, but you
Not
get
the
more
heavy
of the
vanilla.
honey,
Yeah.
not the heavy vanilla. But it's a younger offering.
on the
you may
palate,
not get to that.
Yeah,
But it does not taste young
No, it does not.
at all.
It tastes
Maybe
delicious.
it's just because you said frosted mini wheats, is why I'm thinking cereal.
Yeah.
But I think
I
on
can
the
see
palate
that.
on this, it's like not frosted mini wheats, more like a cornflake almost, where it's kind of like
Yes.
cereal-y,
and
but
sweet.
in sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has a really nice finish for,
Frosted flakes.
yeah, there you go.
you
Something
go.
like a
Frosted flakes. It's got
yeah.
a nice light sugary note.
Yeah,
to
but
it
like the
that's kinda
Walmart
a-
brand. So it's like the Frosty Flakers. You can't say frosted flakes, right?
So they're good
Ish.
because they're not great.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this one. And the cigar is just kind of ramping up even on the first third here.
Yeah.
It's getting a little stronger.
Well, and I will
Yeah,
say,
it's
once you
definitely
get
getting
into this
punchy.
cigar,
Yeah.
I'm really getting excited to get into that confiscated with this cigar. That was one of. I mean, even drinking on the $400 bottles he brought in. That one was holding up to the.
And I think that
bottles.
one's like $69.99.
No, that one's I think $120.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And I don't know why, but I keep getting thrown off
so.
a little bit here because every time I look up, I see a fucking pig on a roof over there.
It's always
our
been
next
there.
door neighbor. I know it's been there forever, but pig over on the music box. I'm like picking up like what the? Oh, right, the pig on top of the roof. Yeah.
Let's look up retail for the next one because now I'm curious.
Please do, because I'm pretty sure he said that was the 120.
I'm not really sure how to spell confiscated. Apparently, according to my
right
Google
here
search.
on the back of the bottle.
Yeah,
buddy.
that's just so far away.
I'm gonna move.
Confiscated. Yeah, 125 in 2019. So
that
was
so
the
that
original
might come
one,
down
so
a little bit too.
That's not bad because the Takumi's what, like $199 or something? That one's like almost $200, isn't it?
It might be. I don't
Or
charge
it was
that much for a
on
pour.
the original. So let's talk about Kentucky Owl though. You know most of their backstory, right? Like the Deadman family. And,
go ahead, because he told me a lot of it. Yeah,
it's crazy. I totally forgot that. Like that's how they started. So Dixon Deadman, he started the 2XO brand in how long has that been? 2020, 2021. So it's been like 3 or 4 years. It hasn't been that long. And that stuff's great. The 2XO stuff. We've had tastings with them. We've bought their bottles, which are very pricey, but they're all worth it. You know, $100 or more. His what was it? Great grandfather started this in like 1880 or something
like that.
Kentucky Owl, and then apparently, Prohibition started, and they took all the whiskey. It was like 250,000 gallons or some shit. And then Dixon reincarnated it in 2020 or 2021, whatever it was.
So there's a really cool story with that too. So back in that day, they had a barn, and there's 2 stories that are circulated, and I think what it is it's 2 stories that come together. So one story is the barn that they lost 250,000 or whatever barrels in a barn fire. The other story is the Al Capone stole the barrels, took it to Chicago, and sold it underground during the Prohibition. I think, and so does Ryan, the Kentucky Owl rep. I think Al Capone stole the barrels and then set the fire, cover his ass,
and then told him that it was the fire. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure he didn't steal 250,000
I'm
barrels.
sure he didn't. I'm sure he didn't. But he is.
But
Al
Capone. he might have stole 5,000 and said, "Burn the rest of that shit down."
He could have.
He took one barrel and then.
I'm gonna get into the confiscated.
Get into it, man. Let me kill this one. You can get back in that nose.
Yeah, actually, so get your nose deep in it, but then lift up towards the top of the glass, get away from it, and I'll tell you, it opens up some definite other notes.
Well, that was something cool.
Like a sweet fruit.
Right.
Yeah, very much a sweet fruit.
We had some different people in here, and one of the things Ryan was telling, which I totally agree with, and I know you guys know this, but maybe other people don't. When you're nosing your whiskey, you know, a lot of people, they close their mouth, get their nose and sniff really big. It's like, no, you keep your mouth open. You're really not sucking air through your nose.
Yeah.
Keep
your mouth open.
Keep your mouth open because you're going to get the olfactory sense of kick.
We need to play that video. I know you've seen that old YouTube video where it's like the guy, like the proper way to smell. Get in there.
Hello.
And then say, oh, hello. And then,
how are you?
I have not seen this.
Oh, dude,
it's fucking hilarious.
Insert that in the podcast.
It'll go right here.
Yes, that's great.
It's fucking hilarious.
So I do know all those tasting thing, or the nosing it and getting the aroma and the mouth open versus the mouth closed, and you go to the low part of the glass, the high part of the glass. You get away from the glass, and there's a whole lot of different notes that you can get, and that's obviously just how the flavors dissipate into the air, right? Those lighter notes are going to be further away. The more you get into it, the ethanol hits. And then obviously you can burn out your nose with just that ethanol hit. So opening your mouth can help kind of alleviate some of that.
Yeah.
I tend to do all of them.
I do too.
Yeah. I go across the board, mouth open, mouth closed, nose in it, nose out of it. Just try to, kind of figure it out. So I don't think that there's necessarily a wrong way except to say, this is the only way.
Well,
you know what I started
doing? The one thing I would say would be the wrong way. The only thing is the wrong way is starting closed mouth, and taking a
Right
big
in.
sniff because
Yeah.
you're gonna
You get that ethanol right off
Yeah,
the top.
you'll
your
get the
nose
heat.
is done.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I've noticed something that I started doing like I didn't even realize I was doing it until like a couple weeks ago. I smell the microphone. It smells like smoke. I'm not even kidding. It smoles like smoke.
Oh, it does smell
So
like
it
smoke.
smells
yeah.
like cigars.
Yeah, it does.
So
Wait. Yeah.
so I kind of found myself doing that like with a glass.
Hey, listeners, put the speaker right up next to your neck
Yeah.
and then
Sound up.
yeah, Joe Biden that shit.
Bo Jiden.
Joe Biden.
So I kind of like found myself doing that. Like I'll lean in, smell that, and then I'll go to the glass. Instead of like, it's just a different like mild smoke note. So I'll just kind of
help. Yeah. Add a little.
And I didn't even mean to do it. Like one day I meant to reach my nose into my glass and I just kind of went, and then I looked. I think I had a few drinks that day.
It's also like when you nose your water when you're at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I do that all the freaking time.
So I felt like
yeah,
an idiot
it
this
smells like
morning.
Coke.
So we went to the farmer's market and we're at the balsamic stand getting samples
Did you
of
give me a bottle
balsamic.
of that?
I fucking did.
Yeah.
Oh damn! I should have had you get me one.
So I'll go next week. I'll get you
All
one.
right, give me one.
Dude's handing out samples so we can try this stuff in these little clear samples. So like first thing you do, you know, is
Viscosity.
That's pretty good. Yeah, and then okay. Yeah, I'll take that one.
Yep.
Like you're hardcore sampling this shit. Like
Nice.
Yeah. You ever hardcore sample like some really,
Is
really
that the real
aggressive
high-end
extra virgin
balsamic?
olive oil?
it fucking better be.
What's the name of it?
Artesanos Oil and Spices. I think they're in Fishers.
Is it what
No,
style,
Indianapolis.
What style balsamic does it say on there?
Estilo Finito di Modena.
Yeah. Okay, I definitely want some of that.
Modena.
It's thicker.
That's the thing I like.
That one's yours.
Oh, thank you.
There used to be a place over at Hamilton Town Center that was a spice and balsamic bar, and we used to get that. And they used to have some really, really high end shit. It was like $150, $200 for a small bottle like that.
Right.
We'd buy it every
that was
once in a
20
while.
bucks.
And oh my God, it was literally like motor oil dripping drops.
This
into
is
it.
pretty viscous.
Yeah.
When you did that drizzle, like that would be good on like a caprese salad or something.
That's what I was going to have today. I'm going to go get
so
some tomatoes.
try that out. Yeah, because it was a little thicker.
And I think
in
I
the
still
cup.
have some leftover Brussels sprouts from yesterday.
Oh, dude, that would
that's
kill it
perfect.
on those
Yeah.
Brussels.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Did
because I
take
know
long
you
to
said
get
you
the
didn't
food?
want to reduce it, so
I don't mind reducing
Well,
it.
you
It's
have
like
an
if it's a
option to
cheap one,
not.
but this one, when you get a good one,
Yeah.
you don't have to, right?
Right.
It's when you're using the cheap, whatever at the grocery for $6.
yeah.
You got to reduce it to thicken it up some and concentrate those flavors, but that's fine. The only issue is your whole damn house smells like vinegar,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's that really, really pungent.
that's
but-
cool. The dogs pee everywhere. It smells like vinegar all over my house. I just do whatever I want to. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
All
I
right.
guess that's a thing.
All right, so get into the
Yeah. Here, move that
confiscated.
back so I don't knock it over. I don't want to
this?
fuck up your bottle.
Yeah, I'll put it back over here. Actually,
Bing,
There
bing,
we go.
Bing, bing.
yeah.
I broke a Glen yesterday.
Here?
Really?
No, at home.
Oh,
Why?
I was cleaning.
apparently you got a little aggressive on that cleaning, huh?
What are you doing to your Glens that you feel like you got to be that aggressive, Mike?
Shit, it was just sitting on the edge of the shelf, and like I was on the top shelf, and I was like, surely I'm not gonna knock anything off, and I fucking did.
Of course you did. And don't
Just-
call yourself Shirley.
That Glenn, I'll say that Glenn said, "Don't call me Shirley."
Yeah. To the point to where like I don't even know which one it was. There was so many little pieces I couldn't even tell what the etching was on it. Like
Yeah.
there was just a little bit left. But
So
Well,
I think that this has very similar aroma to the Wise Men, just more.
richer.
It's
Yeah.
richer. It's just deeper. I kind of like that consistency.
I do too. The one thing I do get a little bit more on this one is I get a little bit more of that kind of caramely sweetness,
Yep, that's you
like a vanilla caramely
said it
sweetness
before
in
I
it,
could. Yep.
but not really like heavy, not super heavy.
No, it's a light caramel.
It is, but
Yeah.
you'll taste more of it. I think personally, I do. So this
shit.
cigar, the 64. So if you know the Padron line, they got the anniversarios, they've got the all the anniversary series, the 26s, 64s, and the 1000 series. This is a 64. It's kind of the middle range on their prices. You're still talking $20 cigars.
Yeah.
But this one is a little bit less strength than the 26. You get more of those darker chocolatey notes, and then you get just a lot less of the black pepper.
It does have a bit more sweetness to it.
It does.
Not to say it's a sweet at all. It's just
is not,
got
no.
that kind of 70 or 60% dark chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
It has a much more tame retro than the
yeah,
26.
not
Which I don't
aggressive
mind.
on
I
the-
tend to go to the 26 more because I do like that little bit of a punch in the nose. But but this is such a good cigar, especially starting out in the morning like this. This is really nice.
I was gonna say it is actually really, really nice for a day like today. Yeah,
Cool.
mid-morning or just right at noon.
Some sweet drinking.
Final Third Cigar is Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge. Come to Final Third for a selection of over 20 different Aladino cigars, including the Cameroon, a wonderful cigar with nice light flavors. Make sure and visit Final Third, the Aladino exclusive cigar lounge for Indiana. I'll tell you what. So I brought
talk
this,
about your
I brought
paper.
this with me. My grandmother, and I talked about it last week on the episode. So it was Farm World talking right here, and I thought that this was really interesting, especially in light of us talking with Drew Estate, Ben from Drew Estate, and talking about how they're now buying from American tobacco farmers in Florida, Pennsylvania, Kentucky. They're working on a Wisconsin project.
Yep.
They're talking about they've had a cut of 58% out of all these farms in Tennessee. 241 farms grew tobacco in 2022 compared to 8,206 in 2002.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
how many was the first? How many now? 22?
Now it's 241.
Wow.
They've lost 8,000.
That's
just about
insane.
8,000 farms from growing tobacco in Tennessee. And so they're just talking about this, the fact that the price goes from, $2 a pound to $6 a pound when they're doing the wrapper leaves versus just doing burley tobacco. And I just thought it was really, really interesting when we've talked quite a bit here recently about the possibility of American grown tobacco. And I thought you brought up a really, really good point, Rob, or maybe it was Will last week that said something about the storms really putting crops at risk here. And I mean, I know we see that with like corn, but realistically, the amount of corn that gets destroyed is pretty small because corn is so robust and beans are so robust. I mean, you don't care about the leaves and all that stuff for the most part as long as the plant stays upright.
Man, a small hailstorm will ruin a complete tobacco crop, especially for wrapper leaf.
Yeah, it'd be gone.
You can't
It'd
use
be
it
done.
for wrapper. You can use it for binder maybe and filler, but that's it.
Yep. So I thought it was really interesting. If you get a chance, I don't know anything about Farm World. I'm sure they have a website or something, but make sure and check out that article from July 26, 2024.
And I think if you get to page 13, you can get to Farmers Only and find you a date, too.
That's probably true. I didn't look that far. Yeah. I've never even looked at this. Maybe I should be subscribing. I mean, I do live in Indiana, right?
Yeah,
You can find
there's
Scott's
all kinds
Farmers
of-
Only account link below.
Yeah. Ohio No-Till Council awards 7 scholarships.
Nice.
Huh. I mean,
That's
I know
Well, we
different
were
direction.
talking with Ben a lot about that, too, and he said, they've lost some crops with hailstorms, but, the one thing that kind of shocked me over the last couple of years in Cuba was they lost their entire crop last year, and they're already not able to keep up with supply, or with demand. So they're definitely going to be seeing a lot more the New World, I guess, cigars all over the world now because they can't make enough in Cuba. And you know what? Good. It's about freaking time.
it is.
Because the rest of the world needs to realize how great the cigars are that are coming out of Central America, not just Cuba.
Well, and how many other places in the world could potentially grow tobacco that are not?
Yeah,
I mean, Hawaii. It's
potentially.
it's got a good growing area. You talk about the volcanic soil, Japan.
Mhm.
They smoke cigarettes like crazy
They're
over there.
already growing tobacco in Asia.
Are they?
And so they've been playing with that too. And
The Malaysian Peninsula would be awesome for
it'd
that.
be interesting to see how they're doing. Because I've had, I've talked to somebody, I can't remember who it was now, that actually tasted tobacco from, I think, maybe India. And he said, it's actually different, but it's good. He
I could
said
see that.
It would be a totally different profile, but I'm like, man, why not, man? Get some tobacco from all around the world.
A little bit of curry
a little
notes.
Costa Rican tobacco, which is already being grown now, changes up the complexity of your cigar. I mean,
you got to figure like all the microorganisms, the pollens, the yeast, everything that flows in the wind.
yeah,
It's going to be way different in India than pretty much anywhere else in the world.
Right.
I mean, the amount of
I mean,
spices
it's a different
that they
climate
grow
too,
and-
right? So
Yeah.
It is different soil. I mean, I
Top
think
to
the only
bottom.
problem is I heard that whole country kind of smells like shit.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, it's over 1 billion people, so.
No,
it's,
it's barnyard.
it's barnyard.
so next time you get a
this cigar,
barnyard,
this cigar smells,
yeah.
Smells like
Well, that's because
barnyard.
it was grown in shit. Because
lot.
there's nowhere else to put it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. They don't.
I mean,
they don't have the top of the line sewer systems that we do
No.
here. So
yeah, it's
No.
just irrigation for crops.
right.
Yeah, so that's why, that's where all those diseases come from.
That is China mostly.
Well, and also screw
Right.
monkeys. That'll get you something too. So.
It comes from the Wuhan.
the Wuhan.
Pangolins. That's what it is.
You
That's
got
what started
Wuhan
COVID.
on it.
Wuhan.
Wuhan.
What was it? So I saw a meme yesterday about fantasy football leagues and said if your fantasy league team name this year is called Hawk Tua and it had the picture of Tua Tagovailoa on it.
Right.
Said
yeah.
if your name is Hawk Tua this year, you're fucking banned.
Yes, yes.
Automatic.
Your 15 minutes of
Automatic.
fame are gone.
Well, it's funny because I sent that video in the group text, the one of Trump going, "Oh, I need a water." That like blew up overnight, like for no fucking reason.
Really?
I had posted that video like 2 months ago,
Oh,
just
really?
on Instagram, and like nobody looked at it. It had like 100 views in like a day, and that was it. And then all of a sudden, one day last week, my phone's just fucking blowing up. People liking, commenting, like all these like wild comments too, are like, "Fuck this guy. This guy's a piece of shit. Let's go, Kamala." And I'm like, "Oh my god, dude!" It's like, did you fucking listen to it? Like he's making fun of Bo Biden for one. Like,
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with you. Like,
Is anybody else
satire.
kind of disappointed? Not that I really give a shit either way, but is anybody else disappointed now that we don't get to do all the Joe Biden stuff anymore?
I am a
We're
little
still gonna
bit.
do it.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess we still can, but it really doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, we're still gonna do it. I mean, I'm sure something's gonna come up again. Like, there's gonna be new footage of
There'll
him
be
falling
something.
down the stairs or something.
That's
So-
that's
there will be
daily.
something.
Yeah.
That's walking home.
Yeah. after he's retired and gone, I'm sure we'll see him in
It'll
his
be-
library or
It's
whatever.
going to be an interesting season.
We
I'm
still
kind
got
of
to do that
interested to see.
politics episode at some point.
yeah, so we talked
Yeah.
about that yesterday. Bring that up, Rob. Talk
Yeah.
about your new friends.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to kind of
Yeah,
show
they
up
might
here
be
in
here
a few
today.
minutes. We got Senator Mike Kreider. Met him and his wife. Met a couple other legislators. Bob Cherry was there last night. Got to talk to them.
Bob,
So it was kind of cool to get to know them a little bit more. And they're cigar guys. Most of them are cigar guys. And it's like get to know your. I'm going to actually finally get to meet our local legislator that covers our area. It's weird because Kreider's actually he covers Pendleton and Greenfield, but doesn't cover Ingalls. And there's another guy that covers Hancock County and Hamilton, but doesn't cover Ingalls.
Yeah, that sounds
And
about
it's
right.
like it's.
What are you like mapped with like Henry County or something?
I don't
Like-
know. I don't know.
We'll
I'm
just
waiting
call
to hear
Nick
back from it.
Offerman and Leslie Nope. We'll
Yeah.
just get them out here.
Well, I do know that there is, even though we're a heavy red state, there is a cross aisle group that is considered like the cigar group
Yeah.
within
Well,
the state government.
That was also something else. I was talking to one of the gentlemen out there, which he's a lobbyist here in Indiana, but he does not lobby for tobacco. But he's getting me the information for the lady that does that, so I can get her out here. That would be a good one. We were
be a
Mike
good
and I were talking
politics
about
one.
is have her come
Yeah.
on the politics show and talk
Yeah.
a little bit about politics, but also talk about lobbying a little bit too.
Yeah.
And just what that really entails.
Yeah, we'll get the inside scoop on Vermin Supreme and see where he's at in the polls this year.
There you go. So yeah.
I am already getting tired of all the political like texts
Me
I
too,
get
God.
and emails. And,
I mean, Kennedy texted me the other day,
Really?
and he was a really nice guy.
Oh, he
Yeah?
is awesome.
Yeah, asked me to donate, $20 and said click the link below. It's super easy. So,
so how much did you give the Russians?
$19.99 plus tax. Oh, they took that $800 I won yesterday.
Actually, I watched this movie. I forget what it's on. I think it's on Amazon Prime called The Beekeeper.
Mm,
Oh, I
Jason
haven't watched it.
Statham?
I haven't watched
Oh,
that yet.
dude.
Oh, it is badass. That is a great movie.
It really was.
Absolutely loved it. His neighbor, who's like super sweet lady, gets completely screwed by
Swindled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was
due
the
to
main?
whole,
Who was the main actor?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
what besides Jason Statham?
Is that the beekeeper, right?
Yeah, he's the beekeeper.
That's his name. I can remember his
Yes.
name. That was awesome.
He's
like,
great.
It's like, okay, how are you going to make a beekeeper a badass? Well, here you go, baby.
And then the whole, like, they keep throwing in, like, these bee facts. And it's like, take out the queen. It's like they have a queen slayer in beehives. If the queen is leading the wrong way, then the queen slayer comes in and slays the queen, and they get a new queen.
Oh, dude.
I was like, that shit is cool.
It was.
Yeah, Josh Hutcherson, he's awesome.
Yeah, no,
Is he the one that
Nadiri.
played PETA in the Hunger Games?
Yeah.
He's,
that's
he's
right.
awesome.
He was in that. Yeah,
Emmy Lampman.
He was the bad guy.
he was the bad guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did a good job as the bad guy.
There's some good names
His kind
in
of
this
fuck
one.
off attitude is really, it plays.
It did. Yeah.
I don't give a shit about anybody. Screw all of them.
Yeah.
I'm making $180 million a month.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
scammers.
But
there's
it was
some
a
good
really
names in
cool
this one.
movie. There's been some good ones I've watched lately. Out there. I mean, I did finally get to actually watch the entire movie Deadpool and Wolverine.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You
Third
only had to
fucking
go
time's a
a
charm.
second or a third?
Second
time.
I got it in second this time. No, I
Did
fell
you
asleep.
watch
I mean, you did see the bye 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 dance at the beginning, and honestly,
That's all you need.
that's like
That was great.
it. You're good.
But I did, after watching it the second time, I realized I didn't sleep through the middle third. I slept through almost the entire freaking movie. I bet I listened to first 10 minutes and maybe the last 5.
And it's,
The funny thing is,
dang.
I've kept up as best I can with the Marvel shit, but I can't watch every single little side episode thing that they got
No.
going on.
I've not watched.
And so
any
you
of
watch Deadpool, and he's like, there's all these characters and references,
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but it doesn't matter because it's so good of a movie.
Oh.
Like, just the interactions between Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds is absolutely fantastic.
It's hilarious, man. Ryan Reynolds, he's one of my favorite, comedians now. I'm calling, he's not an actor, he's a comedian.
Yeah,
That guy is hilarious.
What was it? The Green Hornet?
Green
Hornet?
Lantern.
Or
Green
Lantern.
Lantern?
Green
yeah.
Lantern was his.
That was the one with the Chinese dude and
Mm.
Ryan Reynolds, wasn't it?
No, I don't think he was a Chinese guy.
I don't remember.
No.
Well, he was like the assistant with that like badass black car. Is that movie? See, I don't know this shit either.
You're thinking Iron Man.
No, not fucking Iron Man.
Yeah, because at the beginning of
No.
the Deadpool movie, he tries to
No.
become an Avenger, and
It's either Green Hornet or Green Lantern.
Green Hornet. There was a Green Hornet movie, but it was,
There was also a Green Lantern movie.
yeah, that was Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
Okay.
it had
Yeah, and Blake Lively.
it was Seth
Oh, yeah.
Rogen and Jay Cho.
I do like the Blake reference.
Way fucking off there.
Yeah.
way fucking off on that one.
Yeah.
It was Seth Rogen. It was the Green Hornet I was thinking of.
Yeah, okay, so Green
Yeah.
Hornet. Yeah, that was Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I fucking forgot.
That
He's
movie
a terrible
was terrible.
superhero.
It was awful.
Yeah.
It was
So
not good at all.
Well, and I wasn't sure about this one, the Deadpool movie. I was thinking, whatever. I like Logan. I think he's a great character. That movie was great.
It was. The best
It
part
was
was who is it that plays Captain America? What's his name? Chris Evans?
Hemsworth.
It's not
No,
Hemsworth.
not Hemsworth. It's
Hemsworth
Evans.
is Thor.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
It's
think
Chris Evans, right?
I think it's
Okay.
Evans.
Yeah, but he also played Johnny from Fantastic Four.
And
so
always,
you get it. It's like, oh, this is going to be Captain, and then he's Johnny from the Fantastic Four.
I
It's
completely
like-
forgot that was the same character because in Captain America, he's either a scrawny little kid or he's
right,
badass, Captain
right,
America.
yeah.
Johnny was somewhere in the middle.
Did you stay all the way after the credits?
Yes, I did.
Oh my
Yes.
Yeah, he fell asleep again, but
He memorized that. Chris Evans memorized that.
Did he really?
That whole monologue. Yeah,
That's
he's like,
so-
I never get to say this stuff on screen.
Yeah.
I mean, I came back and I told Janelle, when he's going on a diatribe and slips a cum dumpster in there, I was like, that's Captain America.
That's
Come
Captain
on.
America. That's America's ass right there.
That
You
is
ever watched-
America's ass.
have you ever watched the show The Boys?
No, you
tried.
were. I
Tried.
think, was it you that was talking about it last
Probably.
night?
Maybe. Yeah.
No.
It's the
No,
other
it was
superhero
Will.
one.
It was Will Heine
Heine.
because we were talking about girls that are topless in movies.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have never seen more dick in like one series than
Oh,
I've
for
seen in
sure.
The Boys.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
a
there's a whole
never-ending
orgy
parade
episode.
of penises coming across the screen,
Jeez.
and you're watching this, superhero movie or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
TV
it's like
show.
the anti-hero superhero movie. So it's all or show. It's all about the other side of the superheroes that are, not really superheroes. Like they monetize the fact that you're a superhero. They turn it into this whole like Marvel universe type thing. But they're all assholes and they all like just murder people.
So it sounds like you just described a John Mellencamp concert. Done up.
Ooh, zing.
Wow. Please don't sue us.
Johnny Cougar Mellenbush.
Shit's getting live.
Wasn't he dating Ashley Judd for a while after she split from Dario Franchitti?
Is that when she put all her weight on?
That'd be those two would be perfect together.
I worked with
Camp and Ashley Judd. Yep.
I worked with her dad one time.
With Ashley Judd's dad?
Yeah. Yeah, he was a graphics operator during
right. I remember you
ESPN
talking about. You
game.
said he's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah,
right?
he was nice.
Yeah, I feel like she's probably fine if you just if you just get around Ashley and she's around her family or something. She's probably a nice person.
Yeah.
But she comes off pretty fucking fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time. I mean, I still will never forget her running in that white dress down, pit lane when it's raining. And Dario wins his, whatever it was, second or third Indianapolis 500. And
the dress disappears in the rain.
she's definitely pretty.
Yep. Oh, man.
I like her boobs.
So have you...
Sounds like Grant showed up on the show.
Boobs. So have you watched more than the first episode of Your Honor yet?
Oh, my God. I'm almost done with it.
I finished the show.
That's an addicting show. If you haven't seen Your Honor, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston.
My God, every episode, you're like, how deep can this go? Oh,
Right.
Going deeper.
We think it's going to end, and it's just like, oh, my God, there's more to this
I
show.
guess it was supposed to only be a limited series, one season. But
then they had the second.
It did so well,
and
they decided
I will
to count
say the
second.
first season definitely was better, but the second season's getting deeper.
Yeah.
I mean,
How many episodes you got left?
I probably know more than a couple.
Yeah. So it's two
I'm almost
10-parters.
Okay, yeah, I've
So-
maybe got 2 episodes left. Yeah.
My favorite part about it was the naming convention. If you ever pay attention to the naming convention of the episodes, it's just part 1, part 2,
one.
part
Yeah,
3.
part 18.
Yeah,
Yeah.
part 1 through part 20. Like there's no clever names.
Yeah.
It's just part 1, part 2, part 3.
Yeah.
But
But it
these
is
guys really
no
put in some
chapter
thought.
names in a book.
Nope,
just-
that's it.
Well, I mean,
Chapter
it all
47.
comes back to one 17-year-old kid that made a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
Is everything that started this entire onslaught of stuff happening.
We've been there, bud. We feel your pain.
Well, I mean, you're right, though. I mean, it's just like one thing. It's like, okay, what would you do in that situation? Hopefully you would do the right thing, but you're a 17-year-old kid. You get scared. What are you going to do? And then as a dad,
Yeah.
what do you do? I'm like,
Exactly.
you got to watch the show.
That's a judge too.
Oh,
I
my
guess
God,
Janelle
Judge.
watched it. She loved it. I haven't
good.
watched it yet. I'll have to add it to my list.
It's very good.
Thank you to sponsor Deadwood Live. Derek with Deadwood Live is producing top quality live edge products as well as bourbon themed furniture. If you've been in the lounge, you've seen the custom live edge table and barrel stools produced by Derek. Be sure to give him a like and follow on Facebook at Deadwood Live. That's DED Wood Live. Dude, I
never
still
know.
go back and watch the birth of memes, the first ones that were out there. I mean, shit that I tell people, I'm like, oh, did you ever see the Yada video? And they're like, what the hell is Yada? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all educated here. We know our memes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
So explain it to everybody
Oh,
else.
yeah. You just got to go YATTA. It's a video that was done by, I don't know, some Japanese group or something. And the song is called Yata. And I can't even do anything. There's no justice that I can do to describe it. You just have to go search it.
Yep.
Or Chocolate Rain. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
that one is so fucked.
That one is fucked. That is really fucked. Yes, but it's hilarious. Or the old webpage that you go to, the Badger.
That one came up in my feed the other day.
Did it really?
Yes.
Like it was new. Like somebody was like, "Oh shit, have you seen this Badger?"
Well,
thing?
it was one of those like, oh, if only there was a page dedicated to 90s memes.
Oh,
And that was what it was the Badger one. And like
mushroom.
Yeah.
It's a snake. Oh, it's a snake.
There's still nothing better than Taste the Biscuit, though.
Oh man, Taste the Biscuit is good.
that's the new age Yada in America.
It kind of
though.
is, yeah.
It is the new
It
age Yada.
is because that's
Taste the Biscuit.
they're dead fucking serious about all of that.
Oh,
I'm
my
kind of
God.
surprised. I never see the owl saying "Oh really" anymore, ever. I mean, that was huge back in the day.
I don't know if I remember that
people-
one.
It just has an owl looking at you with its head tilted, and it says "ORLY."
Huh.
That's it. Oh really? Yeah, it was kind of bulletin board.
Oh,
based.
yeah. I remember seeing
and people would be like saying something, they post something really dumb, and somebody posts like, "Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Would you look at it? Would you just
Would
look
you
at it?
just look at it?"
That's a classic.
That is a classic.
Yeah, there's
You
like
just want to punch a guy in the face.
I guess scrolling through like Instagram and stuff, like doom scrolling in the middle of the night is getting to me, and now there's a
Did you
bunch
say
of these
doom scrolling.
Yeah, doom scrolling.
I've never heard that term. All right.
See, we're
It's
still
where
educating
you
you.
literally
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
lose like 5 hours of your
Yeah.
life by scrolling.
Right.
Yeah.
And you go, what the
Facebook,
hell was I
whatever.
just doing?
Yep.
But there's all these like, satire pages that are popping up, and they're like, oh, if there was only a page dedicated to 90s or 2000 memes or whatever, and like all this shit showing up on there, like the Badger, the really dude, the
Dude,
guy that was
Yana
like
was
staring
from like
at the chick's ass.
1997.
Yeah,
Maybe 96. I mean, I started on the internet in like 91,
Yeah.
92.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think my first computer was in 96.
I think I
was like one of the first Macintosh computers.
the first time I was on the internet was on Windows 3.11.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think we had internet. We had the computer, and we had like, what was it? Felix Playhouse,
There you go.
and Felix Movie Maker.
Yeah, I had Commodore VIC 20
I was going to say.
with a tape drive, baby.
Nice
Hell
job.
yeah.
Cassette tape drive.
There you go.
There
Hell
you
yeah.
go. I was on a K Pro with CPM. I guarantee you guys don't know what any of that shit is.
Yes, I do.
You
Yes,
know
I do.
CPM?
Oh yeah.
WordStar?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Adventure, man.
Yeah. Yep.
I played Adventure. That was the old
Oh.
MUDs, the multi-user dungeons that were text driven.
Yeah.
And it was like you had to like walk, like you just put W. I'm going west.
Yeah.
W, enter.
All
And then
DOS based.
You end up, you're in a field.
Yeah.
You're surrounded by plants. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I grew up on Game Boys, so
Yeah.
Super NES and
You're a
Sega
little
and all
younger.
that shit. But
Yeah.
Nah, I'm original. Atari 2600, baby.
Same. Yep. I had
Yeah.
that one.
I mean,
too.
we had all the stuff. I guess they were like my dad's, but like we had Ataris and
Regular
Super
Nintendos.
and Nintendo, and then Super
You ever
Nintendo.
played
I can still beat
Pitfall?
Legend of Zelda in like 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Oh, I think we still have that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of
To this
that
day,
shit.
I can still tell you where every single heart is in the whole place.
My favorite PC game, well, it was actually a Mac game, not PC, computer game, was Power Pete.
Ooh.
Do you remember that one or know what that one
I don't
is?
think I ever played Power P.
Okay, so it was a Macintosh game, and you can bootleg it on your phone now. And I rigged up an HP to do it, to read the Mac program. But the whole basis was this like army dudes running around capturing bunnies, like saving bunnies from, evil candy or some shit. I don't fucking know. It was weird. But like when we were kids, like we'd get sick or something. I don't know why, like bronchitis comes to mind. Like we're sitting at home with bronchitis, me and my brother. And like that's the shit that we're playing. It's like Felix Movie Maker and Power Pete.
And you think video games will never get better.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, in like 1998.
Check out
Hey,
the square
we used to have
graphics on this one.
household competitions for a game called Digger, not Dig Dug.
Yeah.
Digger.
Dig Dug was well known.
Yeah.
But Digger was the
remember
lesser
Digger.
known. Yeah.
I think that was on our multicade when we had one.
Yeah, we used to play the shit out of that, and
God, I remember, the Atari, the original Atari, all the games like Pitfall, Galaga,
Speed Racer.
Speed Race, all those different games. And each game was like, even back then, was like $20. And that was expensive for
that
every
was
game.
crazy expensive.
Now you can go to freaking Target and buy one of the little joysticks that has all the
that
games
shit,
they've ever
yeah.
made on
For
Atari
$20.
for less than $20.
Do they
It's
even
like,
sell
dang.
like discs anymore? Like Xbox and PlayStation stuff?
I
Yeah,
think
they
it's-
do.
I think they might, but I
do.
think most of it's just
Yeah,
all.
I think a lot
Well,
of it's
they-
download now.
So they still do discs, and a lot of people still only buy discs because of GameStop. Right, this kind of
Yeah.
led into that whole GameStop, the
Yeah.
finance thing.
Kitty.
that
would
whole
that have been
Kitty,
movie,
amazing
and
to be
yeah.
in on that?
what was it?
The fuck was his name?
Dumb Money.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great
Yeah,
fucking movie.
it
We're talking
was.
about movies. That was great.
But yeah, the idea is that there is
Fear
a
the
lot
Kitty.
of gamers out there that said, "Look, I'm going to play a game, and then I'm going to be done with it. And if I can get $5 or $10 back for it, and somebody else can enjoy it for 15 or 20 instead of 50 or 60,
Yeah.
why not?" And to me, that's it's a good point. GameStop could always have a business model doing that.
Yeah.
They won the court cases that said they can't, stop them from doing that.
Yeah, they can't short.
Yeah,
On the stock.
Well, no, not the stock thing. They can't stop them.
Oh,
there
from
was
the exchange.
from the actual exchange program, because the game developers came out and said, no, we don't want that to be allowed. Like, you're buying a license, but they said, no, the media is the media and it can be traded.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for them to say that, like for Rockstar to come out and say that, like I get if you're buying the license if you download it, right? Like if you're downloading
Right.
it, then putting it on a disc, then taking it to GameStop to trade in.
That's a problem.
Like you're a piece
changing what
Yeah,
you
that's
originally
pirating.
bought.
But if
yeah.
you're buying the disc, like it's still a single use license. Like you can't burn that game.
Right.
Like you can't copy that game over to do it.
Well, yeah,
so.
you saw just at my house, we're doing the whole DVD clean out
fuck,
thing
yeah.
right now, and we had like 500 DVDs. There's a train again.
Chug. I don't know any more railroads. I think I said the 3 that I knew. Is there another one? Norfolk, R.J. Corman,
Polk.
CSX.
Polk used to be one.
CSX. Oh, Polk. Yeah.
Isn't that one of the
Maybe,
ones
I don't
on?
fucking know.
Conrail.
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 This
Yeah.
commercial break brought to you by Conrail.
Yeah.
Which that one happened pretty fast. That train went by. We might be able to just
That
be
was
okay
10
with
minutes.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck.
we're good,
That was
we're good.
close.
Yeah, that train was early. 10 minutes instead of 20.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Mayor's.
Apparently, Saturday's the day to move all your freight
I guess.
everywhere, or return all the empty freight.
Look, that's funny. All these shipping containers, and there's a shipping container on a semi trailer on top of the train.
Yeah. Well, if you
Couldn't you
notice,
just use the
all
semi?
the trains have been going northeast.
Yeah.
They've already
Yeah, we've had
delivered.
one.
Now they're taking them all back empty.
Yeah, we had one go by. That was about it.
Do you know the term for empty carrying
Deadhead.
things?
Deadhead. Yep.
Dunnage?
Well, no, it's,
no, deadhead is when
dunnage.
somebody. Dunnage is the term.
deadhead is just your
That's a person.
trailer. Well, it's a trailer without, or a tractor without a trailer.
Yeah, that's
Deadhead.
semi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Semis.
It's also somebody that like is flying in the extra seat in the airplane.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the deadheading.
You can find all your train knowledge here at Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge.
We're not just pretty faces.
That's right. And pretty bodies too.
We can tell you about metal on wheels.
By the way, if you're not watching this episode on YouTube, you're missing out on Scotty D's body right now.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's got it hanging out.
Sun's
today.
out, Tums out.
That's right. That's right. It's a beautiful day, and
That's going to be a new tagline.
I didn't even button this up when I put it on. I just threw it on, hopped in the truck, came over to the lounge. I'm like, man, there is no reason to button my shirt today.
Well, you wanted to make sure Janelle got to see that thing walking out.
Yeah, she saw it this morning already.
Yeah, I walk around and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, geez. See if I buy you honey sticks.
Yeah, you
Honey
know,
sticks.
I'm not the biggest fan of clothes anyway.
That's cool. Clothes are
Yeah.
overrated.
They are.
I'm not a
overrated.
fan because you have to like fucking clean them.
Right?
Well, the good thing is, Mike, you only have 5 shirts to clean, so it's all fine.
It's true.
Actually, I think you have 6 now, don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
I mean, I've had this one for a while.
You've
I
had
just
that
never
one for a
wear it.
while. Oh,
Step
I've seen it a
Brothers.
few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a couple times.
Well, yeah, I added that hard truth one that I wore
Uh-huh.
last night. So,
There you go.
yeah. And I'm sure we'll end up with a Chattanooga one here soon.
Hey, you just
And-
that's true.
Talking about Chattanooga,
Yeah.
we are making a trip to Chattanooga next week.
Yes.
Is it that quick? Man.
When this is
well,
going,
when
yes.
this posts.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, so it will be next week. We are going to record with Chattanooga Whiskey. We're meeting with Tim, one of the owners. I should have wore. What hat am I wearing? What is this one?
Aladino.
Shit, should have wore my Chattanooga one. I have my signed hat by Tim that I got at the Parks Place pub event when I was still a member of IBC. Scratch that from the record. Yeah, Tim, set us
That
up.
water's refreshing.
Nice. Nice.
Well, Dr. J actually hooked us up with their marketing people because
yeah.
we were having some trouble getting in touch with them. Got in
Dr.
touch
J
with them,
is the king
Yeah.
of Chattanooga.
and he's
Indiana.
riding down with us. So
Yeah.
we're taking a trip. Janelle with no E's going. Jennifer with a P's going. We're all making the trip. So
yeah.
It's gonna be a good time, man.
stay
It's gonna be a
tuned.
good trip.
Yeah, we're getting the Airbnb for 2 days. So we're going down Sunday morning. We're gonna hang out Sunday night. We're gonna do the tours on Monday. Then we're gonna stay Monday night and have a good
It's
time.
kind of
and
like
then
this is
lollygag
like a
home.
little like test adventure for our.
It's a
Orange
preview
Beach.
to Orange Beach,
Yeah.
which is happening in
Yeah.
October.
October we'll be down in Orange Beach,
Yeah.
and we'll. I still got to reach out and talk to some of the folks at Floribama. Hopefully we can get out there and maybe do a little bit of recording and
Roll Tide.
yeah, all the time.
I don't give a piss about nothing.
Just roll tide.
Roll Tide.
Yep, but that's gonna be a good trip. We'll make sure and do some stuff from down there. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
we'll
So
do
this'll
a
be
show
nice, too.
from the balcony.
It'll be really
Oh, yeah,
nice
for
too because
sure.
Mike's working on a little bit more of a road gear for us, so that we can not have to take all this with us every time we go.
the only real like issue, and it's not even really an issue, it's more of just like a quarrel, is that we're not going to have ears on a mobile setup. It's going to be a little more difficult to, because I only have one output
But we'll be close enough to each other we can hear each other, I
Yeah.
would think.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
We'll figure it
As
out.
long as the microphones are great, that's fine.
So
If we got to take the gear, no big deal. Janelle and I are going down early. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
So we can take it.
So
if
my
anything.
thoughts for Chattanooga actually was going to be to use one wireless lav with 4 receivers as in-ear monitors, all set up on the same frequency for listens from one output.
Are we really talking about this on the show right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, people really want to hear about
They want to hear about all the technology,
They
all the
do.
nerd shit that we have to
Yes.
do to make this work.
exactly.
They want to know.
I want you to know how you can
This
do
isn't
this
a
on your own.
podcast about how to start a podcast.
Well, it's not a podcast about not starting your own podcast.
Well, that's true.
Exactly, yeah.
That's true. If you can smoke a cigar while you're doing it, then I guess it is about it, right?
Yeah, no shit.
That's what we cover.
That's
on
what
here.
every day should be
And then
about.
after that, we have Rob already talked, and that's why we're drinking the Kentucky Owl, because we're going to do an event with him in September.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
We'll have the day
20
out here
something.
soon. Yeah. I think it's 25th.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good one.
Now we didn't do a show for Heaven Hill,
No.
Because Jim couldn't get here early.
and we didn't really talk about it either. We didn't talk about it last week. I don't think we've talked about it yet.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So I know we're doing the Kentucky Owl today, but Heaven Hill brought out their Grain to Glass series.
Yeah.
They've got a wheated bourbon, a regular bourbon, and a rye. And it's, I think all 3 were
They were
new
different.
mash bills
Yes.
compared to what they
Yes.
normally do. They worked with Beck's Hybrids, right?
Yep.
It's a local seed company here in Atlanta, Indiana.
Yep.
And I got to say, they were all.
Shout out to JC.
Absolutely. Shout out to JC. And I thought that they were all completely unique. They were not
Mhm.
the traditional Heaven Hill products. You could still, taste some of that Heaven Hill stuff that you're used to.
Yeah. In the straight bourbon, especially. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. And kind of looking back on it and thinking through, I honestly feel like the straight bourbon might actually be my favorite.
Wow.
Okay.
Hot take.
Yeah, I know, right? Nobody else was kind of
Yeah.
saying that. They were all
It's a little
interested in
unimpressive.
like the wheat they thought was
The wheater's the
Really
one that
good.
surprised me the most.
right. And we've been surprised by wheats a lot lately.
And I will say we actually had the one of the larceny, one of the more which larceny
It was
did
the
we have?
B1 B524.
524.
Yes.
And I will tell you, man, the Heaven Hill Grain to Glass
Beat that one out.
killed it for me.
That
Killed
wheat,
the other one
yeah.
for me. I felt like it was way better than larceny.
So I tried to look it
now,
up.
now it was my palate, but I really did. I love that wheater. And
I'm
not
trying
a
to remember. I
wheater
think
guy.
the larceny actually had a light spearmint on the nose
did.
that I really liked.
and that may have been why I didn't like it as much.
Could be.
Yeah.
Not a minter.
yeah.
But I got to text Jim because I told him to ask what the wheat was that they were using. So in partnership with Beck's and Heaven Hill, the Peterson Farms is the one that grew all the crops.
Yeah.
Beck supplied the corn. As far as I know, everything else came from Peterson Farms. So
yes,
the
I
wheat
think
and the
you're
barley.
right. Yep.
Yeah, it did.
And the rye.
I was trying to in the rye. I was trying to find out what the wheat was. And if you look on Peterson Farms website on their Dow listing, the only thing they have listed is soft red winter wheat. Excuse me. But with that being said, the Beck 6158 is not listed on their stock on their site.
Okay, so that
but
was
they're
a
only
special-
growing that for Heaven Hill.
Right. So this may not be soft red winter wheat then. It's just the only thing that they have listed on their website.
Yeah.
So it could have been something. Maybe it was a white. I don't know.
Yeah, because what were we drinking that was the white
That was
winter
whatever Will had brought for us. One of the Nancy Fraley batches.
wheat?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a
Yes.
it was a white corn,
White corn,
and the
white
white
winter wheat. Yep.
which was
excellent.
fantastic. It's just a little more mild than I am used to from like the winter wheat because I had never tried the
Right.
white.
Right.
Yeah.
So I didn't get that out of the grain to glass wheat. So I'm thinking that that's still probably soft red
Right.
because it reminded me of some of the sweetness that the Ben Holiday has in it.
That's
Yep.
So
Yep.
That's what I think. That's why I think it was a soft red because the soft red from Holiday was one of the first
So
ones
good.
I really, really enjoyed.
has such a
this-
pungent flavor on it, and
It
it's just
does.
like it's so prominent in the Ben Holiday. And I know everyone
Holiday's doing
uses
great stuff.
everybody
They are.
uses soft red winter wheat now, but something about the holiday mash that they're doing is just it sticks out a lot more to me in that one for sure.
Mhm.
Well, you're gonna have
So-
to go back and revisit that bourbon.
I guess I
The
will.
more I thought about
I'll get a
it,
pour of it.
and I was
Yeah.
like, man, I really think that the bourbon ended up being my
Well,
favorite.
And I'll tell you, so another shout out to Gene, our boy again. he loved the rye, and he had a rye old fashioned with that.
Yeah.
And I went ahead and made one up, and my God, does that not make a great old fashioned? It's brings all that cinnamon to the top.
123 proof was that one, right?
I think it's
The
like
rye?
one.
Or was it
Yeah,
higher?
I think it was. No, I think 123.
123, 124, somewhere in that range.
And then the other one was 121.
yeah,
and then
the
107.
bourbon was 107.
Yeah, so
Yes.
lower.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the higher proof on that rye is what made it so good in a
it did.
old fashioned, because it didn't fall behind the flavors.
No.
It kind of
The
stayed.
spice stayed
Yeah, so
and-
the
and
spice stayed
stuck
on the
with you.
front side, and it was
Yep.
really good with
It
that
really
cherry.
balanced out the sweetness of an old fashioned really, really
man.
nicely. So
Yeah, I could see that going well in a lot of cocktails. And I know a lot of people don't use cash strength stuff or, higher proof things in a lot of cocktails, but
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a time and
think
place
that's
for
a-
a higher proof.
I think
it's
that's
a
a miss.
I think it's a misconception
is.
for sure.
And I will say, if you're someone that likes them, usually likes the lower proof stuff, you can always go higher proof and ask your bartender to put a little extra simple in there. That'll bring the proof down
Or
a
even
little bit, make it a little
just,
sweeter.
a few extra stirs with the ice will help
Yeah.
add a little bit more water to
Exactly. Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Just stick your fingers in the water when you're pouring.
I
it.
can tell you,
Yeah.
like with your Sazerac,
Hello.
if you don't stir that Sazerac like 30 or 40 times,
It's
Yeah,
30.
it'll sit.
it's
on the dot.
too aggressive.
So we talked about that with Gene last night too. He was talking about cocktails, and Rob brought up the stuff that Small Batch is getting in with the ready-made cocktail stuff. And
Yeah.
one of the things that they have now, I'm not sure if it's on the shelves anywhere, but one thing that's in the warehouse now are these old-fashioned cubes, and it's like it's a pressed cocktail into a cube,
Oh yeah,
like a sugar
yeah.
cube. Yeah, and you stick it in a glass. You add 3 ounces of bourbon, you muddle it, add some ice, and then you got an old-fashioned.
Right.
My only problem with the one that they have now is they used brown sugar in that cube to get it to press together to hold, and it holds better because it.
The molasses acts as a binder. Yeah.
But you can't dissolve brown sugar unless you cook it. It doesn't muddle and dissolve in cold solutions. So there's always going to be a little bit of grit there. And that was like kind of the only turnoff for me, was that you had a little bit of, it was a little dirty.
Whiskey doesn't take care of that.
It didn't for me. And
No. And I feel like a lot of some more traditional bars will use the sugar and muddle it. And I know that's kind of a traditional way of doing it. I don't like it because
Simple
it does
syrup
not.
is the way to go.
Simple works because
Yeah.
it blends and it completely, takes over, or goes into the entire cocktail where the sugar ends up resting, and all you're getting is like all your bourbon up front, and then you get the
Right.
sweet at the end, and it's not balanced.
And it's
that's what I
different.
want.
It's different than the infusion ones, because the infusion ones are either dehydrated or freeze dried fruits in a bag that you're gonna set into your liquid, and it's like steeping a tea, right?
Yeah.
So that's
I
gonna
kind
be
of
a
wonder
little
if
different,
you could, use hot water out of the tap, and
just to get it dissolved.
rather than stirring 20 or 30 times with ice, use a tablespoon of hot water to dissolve, and then and kind of muddle with your whiskey. It'll bring the temperature up to maybe
Ooh.
110 degrees, maybe 105. That might get you enough to dissolve it, and then add your ice in and serve.
I got an idea. I like that with the hot water to dissolve it. So you dissolve it in hot water, make sure it's mixed
Which
well.
you don't want a bunch, right? But then you use a high proof on your whiskey.
Here's my thought, though. You do that into an ice cube. So you freeze that into an ice cube. That way you're not putting a hot solution with the cold or a room temp.
That's a lot of prep work.
It is, but it may come out to be a little bit better on the back end, to where you stick that in the glass, let it kind of melt down a little bit, and then you don't put a cube in your old fashioned, because it's going to come out cold.
Right.
And because then you're pretty much making an old fashioned simple syrup out of an ice cube.
Again, that seems like an awful lot of work.
It
I was
is.
thinking that you.
That
Trademark.
only works if you talk in your microphone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Dumbass.
I was thinking you said that they also were doing something in like little vials, like little test tube vials.
That's what it was
where
like
it's more
packaged
liquid.
in. I haven't seen those yet. They had talked about them,
heard
but I
people
haven't
talk-
seen them yet.
Fuck, whatever. Yeah. Microphones, damn it. I think that would be the way to go. Have like a small little vial. You pop it, pour it in your drink, stir it, and you're good to go. I
Like
think
the little
that'd be
Mio
way-
squeezes.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. But just
It's an
just
old
one
fashioned
little-
solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good way to go with it. I think you're right with the cubes, especially if
We
it's
gotta
brown
play with it.
sugar.
Well, and
Yeah.
I think like a lot of that too is putting And like you said, that's a lot of prep work. It's putting a lot more stress on the bartenders to do this stuff, and they're gonna hate doing that shit after a while. So
Yeah, they will.
I don't see
It's
this
supposed to
being
be
something
easier,
for a
but-
bartender. I think it's because I mean honestly,
the
there's
home cocktail,
there's exactly
something to sell at a liquor store.
or a place that like a festival. You're out there, you get your pour, you buy that, mix it yourself, go on your way.
It could be a good way to do like batch cocktails too, in like a larger quantity. Like like 1 cube is gonna be for 1 cocktail. So if you're trying to do like a batch of 10 or whatever, dump them in a vat,
Yeah,
muddle that
That could
shit,
be easier,
and then
yeah,
dump a bottle of liquor in it.
So I'm at the very end of this cigar, and I just retroed it.
yeah.
Man, aggressive white pepper. Definitely not black. Definitely not crushed red. White pepper.
Yeah.
Really, really like. I mean, I'm about ready to be done with this,
Yeah, me too.
and it was nice, but woo,
It gets a
Kinda
little
made my-
spicy, doesn't it?
and my eyes kind of
Yeah.
water up just a little bit with that. I'm getting better at the retro.
I think I ashed in my
Oh,
water.
Good.
Yeah, it's been a process,
Well,
a year-long process.
I will say, and anybody out there that doesn't retro or is trying to figure out retroing or whatever, at some point, what happens
Losers.
is your brain literally goes, you have a switch, and all of a sudden it's just like natural. But until you get to that point, it's tough. It's tough to
is.
make your brain take a little bit of smoke back, but not go down your throat and then push it out your nose. But once you get doing it, it's like sometimes now I just start smoking my cigar and everything's a retro.
Yeah,
I'm
usually
like,
usually first
God.
light too is like.
Oh,
a
I always
retro,
do the
like,
first light. I love
That's
the
always
first
the
light.
best.
Yep.
The very first light on there with the nice retro is.
Well,
It just kind of sets the tone of like what your flavor profile is going to be.
my glass looks really sad.
yeah, I was gonna say, are
All
we
right.
ready to drink this?
Let's move
last
on to the
one here?
Takumi. Here, swap this one out. Go ahead and stick that back over there so I don't have to get up.
Which I really like this confiscated. It was good.
I do too.
That was good. It's a
Like I
little
said,
light.
we're going to be getting some more of this, some of this stuff in here. The confiscated was at what proof?
I think it was like 90.8.
Yeah, 90.
That's good
Yeah,
thinking, sir.
96.1 or 98.1, something like that. Yeah,
So it was under 100.
yeah. This one here, I believe, is a little higher. I'll look and see. here.
Read it out.
This one
Tell us about it.
is. They hit it. There it is.
I thought that one was
It's 100
around
proof.
100 proof. Okay.
Yeah.
But not bottled at bond.
Yeah, the higher dollar ones are the ones that go to the cast strength.
I mean, higher. This one's retail was 150 ish,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but they have $300 and $400 bottles too.
Yeah. What was the one that was 299?
So, yeah, why
was the
don't-
green label?
Why don't you carry the
rye?
green label, the rye?
We're going to.
Good. Okay. I was just
There's
because
not
that,
much left actually.
that
Please
one
take
has
more
been
money.
that's been my favorite from
It
from
was
these
delicious.
guys. It's fantastic. It is high priced.
He
it
brought it out
definitely-
for us
yeah.
to try, and it was very good.
Yep.
That's one of the ones though they're going to bring the price down
Oh, good.
Good.
when they release it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be
I'm-
155 instead of 190.
You know, I
No,
would
actually, that one's the one that's higher than that, isn't it?
Shit, I don't know.
look if they put
Probably.
it
I
out
think
at
was $2.99.
$150.
I can't remember.
I'd be
honestly.
super happy with that.
Well, when we do the Kentucky Owl episode, we'll actually talk a little bit more specifics about pricing and all that stuff with Ryan, so we can actually know exactly what it's going to be. Because
Yeah, I don't see this around a whole lot here
no,
at like Elites or Total Wines. I know they're there, but it's one of those that I've never like looked for, I
Right.
guess, and I don't know why.
Well,
I guess
I know why. For me, it's because I always know it's going to be super high priced,
yeah,
and I
Maybe-
kind of am like, I mean, I see it. They carry it at Kroger a lot. They got a lot of Kentucky Owl at Kroger.
Yeah, I think I see the Takumi around a
you
lot
can
at
get the
Meyer
Takumi.
too.
You can get the regular bourbon. You can get the rye there.
Now, we'll say
Yeah.
Takumi is it's completely gone from the distribution side.
Really?
There's no more left. So
Again-
if you do see it in the wild and you do
Yeah,
like
snag
it,
it.
get it.
Yeah, again, sourced. All
Yeah.
sourced.
Again, we don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. No, that's
No.
fine. I mean, there's
No, we
nothing
don't
wrong
care.
with source stuff. Like, the other day we're touring the distillery for Old Commonwealth, and TJ Gamble was there. His name's Bruzel on YouTube. Look him up. He's a little more important than we are.
No, he's not.
Dude, we're
His-
super important.
His 700,000 subscribers say differently.
Do you know
He
who
was
we
saying
are?
he was recording while I was recording, and he was like, "All you people out there that say, I don't like source whiskey. Well, guess what? That's how Van Winkle started. So go ahead and put a hashtag in the comments that says hashtag I'm a liar and I like good whiskey.
That's
Like, fuck yeah.
if it's good. drink it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I don't get the, oh, it's sourced. When people
don't
say
give a
that,
shit,
I'm just
yeah.
like, I don't know what your problem is.
The cool thing about hearing a lot of these history stories and stuff as I'm going through filming with them is that, you know, back in like the 80s and 70s and 80s, like everything out there was like 16 to 20-year-old product. It wasn't 4-year, it wasn't 3-year, like it was 16 to 20-year-old.
And then the
shit.
boom happened and it all got drank.
Yeah.
Bought and drank.
And now all that shit that's around is worth, you know, $18,000 to $100,000, like that bottle of very old Fitz.
Yeah, oh my God.
That's selling for like 118 grand or
Who
whatever.
the hell would put that shit on Facebook Marketplace for 18 grand?
What?
It
Or
was-
no,
the-
118
it was 118.
grand.
The
118
Twisted
grand.
Spoke stuff was selling for like 18 or something. And that's even crazy. Like some 16-year-old undisclosed Van
God.
Winkle.
Well,
I
can
mean,
they
like,
actually,
insane.
can they legally like auction that? I mean, can they send it off to whatever, you know, Christie's or
man,
whoever?
I don't even want to start to pretend like I
don't-
understand the secondary market.
I don't understand that
Like
either.
there's zero legality
Have you
to a
bought-
lot of that shit.
Have you bought a bottle off a secondary?
Not in
ever?
a long time. I have, but not in.
Rob,
mean,
have you?
I think it was
I've
like
never bought off a secondary. I've bought bottles from like, you know, like Will got that
Friends,
bottle for
yeah.
me, for Lisa. I think he got on secondary. I paid him what he paid for it.
yeah.
Right.
But I've
I've never
I
got
have
on like
never-
Whiskers.
I have never bought not one bottle off a secondary
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, I have.
I've only, and when I've bought a bottle off a friend, it's always exactly what they paid for it.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
me too. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we go get it and like we're just picking it up for.
I mean, the highest
somebody else.
bottles I've paid probably secondary or more value is if I'm up at like the event with Dirk and it's all raising money for him to watch.
Yeah,
I'll
I don't
bid the
call
hell
that.
out
That's
of it.
not. Yeah,
I'm donating money and I get a bottle back out of it.
Yeah, I don't
it
call
is what
that
it is.
secondary
It's
as
not.
much,
It's
because
not.
like some of those still go for less than secondary,
Yeah.
or
Right.
more than
Right.
second. So
Yeah.
like but
secondary
that
to me
you're doing-
is some random on
Whiskers.
the internet that is
Yeah.
selling a bottle and you buy it from them. That's secondary market,
Yeah.
right? And you know that you're not paying retail; you're paying some high number,
stupid
well above
fucking
it.
premium.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never have. I've never done it.
No.
I never like saw, and I'm seeing this a lot more, even within some of those, you know, regular people that we know that are getting more away from, I bought this bottle, let's drink it together.
Right.
And now it's going to, I bought this bottle, look what I bought.
yeah.
And it kind of sucks because
It's
like
the crotch shot.
it's the, you know, I'm clout chasing this because of the name and like,
No, and I will say one thing. There, you know, and again, I have some. We all have some really good friends that buy a shit ton of stuff on secondary. You know what? If that's you, you do your thing.
But they also will be the first ones to say, "You guys got to try this."
Yes,
Right.
and that's
Yeah.
like, you know, I know of one specific person, and he's building a massive collection in his new house. Now he cracks almost everything, but he also has some really special bottles that he wants on his shelf because he's decking it out.
yeah.
And you know what? He does pay secondary prices for some of these, but you know what? He can afford it.
What's so special about that bottle? Well, it's Tuesday at 4:00 and I blinked and like
Yeah.
an eyelash fell out.
right.
So I'm only going to drink this on Tuesdays.
On
Right.
Tuesdays,
And I'm going to
exactly.
pluck one eyebrow out every Tuesday. and
Yeah.
I'm going to toss it out for my homies.
All right.
Just
I
making
guess,
shit
I
up.
guess we went there.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, that's I don't really need a special occasion.
Yeah, I don't either.
Every day, every moment that I get to hang out with friends is a special occasion.
So now we're into the Takumi finish
Oh, yeah, let's
or
get into that.
edition.
I still got to
Takumi
kill this
edition.
cigar.
This has got a little spice on the tongue.
It does. So this is a release they had. I think it was a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe. And it's a bourbon, but it's finished in or not finished, but it's created in the Japanese style of whiskey, and it does those things that like an Irish or a Scotch or a Japanese whiskey does with that kind of maltiness and everything going in there. Really, really nice and well done because again, they didn't source this from Japan or anywhere else. This is sourced from somewhere in Bardstown, Kentucky. And,
Right, they just did a finish on it.
and they just did it in the right style, and it's like that's kind of cool
Well,
that they're able to do that.
It feels like that's kind of their MO. You know, being this is the third bottle we've had, it's got lots of really nice fruit notes to
Yep.
it. Each time you get into kind of a higher end product, you get more of the richness, the longer finishes. This one definitely has the spice to it that that you often expect from a higher quality product because of that long finish sitting on your tongue.
Yep.
The mouthfeel is more viscous and coating, and yeah, it's just got. But I really like the consistency that they have in their style. I feel like I could probably taste a Kentucky Owl without knowing it, and be like, "Oh, that's Kentucky Owl."
Yeah.
They have a distinct profile for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Throughout all
and
of
to source and yet maintain that consistent profile
Yeah.
means that their blenders, their buyers are, they have a really nice, palate that they've worked hard to kind of develop and be able to go and find those things. I mean, how many barrels do you have to go through and taste or figure out, these different flavor elements that you're trying to pull together to get to this kind of product?
Well,
that's some work, man.
And I believe he was saying, and again, we'll go into all the details later, but I'm pretty sure he said that they're building out a distillery in Bardstown area, Kentucky Owl Distillery. First one they've had where they'll have a nice tasting room and an experience for all that. They have a big lake. They're talking about possibly doing like boat tours on the lake while you're drinking Kentucky Owl. But they're also starting to distill. So they are going to create some of their own product, even though they don't have to.
Right.
I kind of like that.
It gives them the ability to have flexibility, right? They can start creating some things that are going to fall in their profile, but that they couldn't produce from somebody else's distillate.
And honestly, I mean, who wouldn't want to actually get into the distillation process after sourcing for a while? It's like, you
got the knowledge.
I want to try it. I want to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we talk about West Fork is, them going into distilling their own stuff. Is their own stuff, as good as some of their old stuff? Maybe not yet, but they're doing
being
it.
the key word there.
And some of their stuff for aging now is going to be really good. And I think that's pretty cool to be able to invest in that side of it as well.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're going to keep doing this. Why would they stop doing this?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about, like you said, we'll talk about more details when we do that episode with Ryan. And we'll talk more about who took over after Dixon Deadman, because there's a good story behind Maureen Robinson.
He told us a lot of the story, and it'll be great to have him tell the whole story.
Yeah, she started out in Glasgow doing stuff over there, so she's got a good history too.
She was the first master blender, female master blender, period. And they're the ones that got her. I'm like, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that when, maybe we'll connect with her too and see if she can join.
He talked about trying to get her to come up here for that
awesome.
event. So hopefully we get her to come up. That'd be awesome.
If not, maybe we'll just call her and see if she can give us some words or something.
Yeah, get on Zoom.
Just do a Zoom or something since I fucking pay for it now.
So I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I heard somebody say that Moondrops is going to be at Lucas Oil.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. They're also doing tastings at the fair. Saw that.
I heard that, but I haven't. I'm not confirmed it directly with Moondrops yet, so I'm not sure.
Oh, they shared it.
Did they share it?
They shared it. Yeah, that was
social media.
They did a teaser for like a week, and they were like, "Big news coming, big news!" And then like now they're in.
So they're at Pacers and Colts.
Yeah,
dang,
good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah. That's great. I love it. I just want to know who's going to be at Fisher's Event Center.
Yeah, me too.
I saw the guys at the farmers market today handing out, business cards and stuff for the Fisher's Event Center.
Nice.
And they had a sign. They were like, "Ask us about employment opportunities." I was like, "I have one very specific question about employment. Who's crewing your shit?"
Tupelo.
I know. And I asked him, I was like, "Are the Tupelo guys like working with you?" He was like, "I don't even know who that is." I was like, "Cool, I'll call my people then."
Do you work with Tupelo?
Yeah, I do.
Then
I'm on their payroll with
Then
Jaws.
you're already there. That's because we were talking to some guys that come in here that they know it's Tupelo doing all their broadcasting now.
Right. Oh, shout out to Nick.
Olson.
Nick Olson.
I wonder if he's helping out with their audio stuff.
I got the feeling that he was.
Yeah.
With the Force Tech.
I did find out. So his company has been doing the, he works there. I don't think he's owner or ownership, but they've been doing all of the replacement audio at IMS.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
So they've been going through, and like a lot of the cabinets were good. They've been doing driver replacements and things like that. And for next year's race, for those of you that are in the infield will be complete with all new audio.
Hell yeah.
So that will be pretty
Thanks
awesome.
to Force Tech, and Nick Olson is the
and Nick
architect, pretty much.
Huge IndyCar guy, huge Indy 500 guy. He did run the production side, ran the primary sound board for the 106th running. He's kind of a guy after my own heart in the sense that he said, "I want to do it one time because it's the biggest single day sporting event in the world."
Yeah.
but I want to go to the race. And so he doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
He did it the one time, and now he still goes with his family. They got like 100 tickets in turn 4 or something, and they go out and do the race thing.
Well,
But
and also here's another thing that's coming up. Scotty D is going to be taking microphones and cameras into the pagoda and getting a tour.
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
they're going to give
yeah.
him, they're
So
gonna
I'll
give
get
him
with
a
Nick
tour
and
do that.
we'll have the little microphones and do it from the iPhone. And
Have you been in the pagoda?
no, that's the
Really?
I know, right? I could take the tour.
Fuck, I've been there.
I know, dude. It's the only place on the entire track. I've been to every single suite. I mean, both like behind the stands, the ones that are on the track.
Oh, it's super cool.
I've been in every single stand, turn 3, turn 4, turn 1, turn 2, all of them. The turn 2 suites, I've been in tons of times, and they're great. All for practices. I never do that stuff for race day because race day's the day when I go and do it my way, right? With my buddies. And but I've been every single place in that track except for the pagoda.
The pagoda suites
changing.
are next level, dude.
I've
Yeah.
heard.
Next level, like private chef type.
Oh, that's where
stuff.
that's where you and Chef Kelsey.
Well,
was doing
Chef
stuff.
Kelsey had a pop up with Andretti's
yeah.
trailer.
Yeah. Oh.
So like they had their own like
Which they upped their trailer
mobile
game this year. They were
shit.
2-story.
Those
Yeah.
pictures you showed of the trailer, I thought
Oh,
you guys
dude,
were
they're
in the
insane.
pagoda.
No, yeah, right?
they're
Like, it was
huge.
that freaking nice.
Andretti
No,
went all out.
I
They're
think-
Well,
definitely.
Andretti has a little money, I hear.
Yeah, they do.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, Penske owning the track almost feels like he kind of felt like he needed to keep the team
whole.
like, well, just he couldn't go over the top. Andretti,
Stay classy.
Andretti can do
Yeah.
whatever they want because I'm sure that Roger looked at it and went, man, if I just kind of take this thing over, then it's just going to feel like it's not IndyCar, it's Penske car.
Yeah.
Right. And so
Yeah.
he's kind of trying to make sure that his team operates independently of himself because of conflicts of interest. And, it's still Penske all over the place, of course, but Andretti, yeah,
It takes
they're
great
definitely
gusto to
showing.
do that too, right? Because when Penske took over, he obviously easily could have renamed it to Penske Motor Speedway or whatever.
He honored it completely.
Yeah, he kept the history there and did that.
Yeah,
So
he's
good
really
on
trying
him.
to make sure it stays.
Yeah,
And he's
You
done
know,
a
as
hell
a-
of a job.
Yeah.
with
Oh,
his
the
transition.
facility is
better
amazing.
than
The
it ever has
investments
been.
they've made in audio and video, and IndyCar as a whole has been massively growing. So it's really exciting. They're running again. I think this week and I think tomorrow at East St. Louis, the worldwide technology race
Yeah.
at the Oval over there. I forget what they call that track, but another oval race. So.
What was the guy's name in here again? The
Nick
kid-
Olson.
Nick.
Yeah.
So he's going to that race, wasn't he?
Yes, he's
That's
going
what I
there.
thought he said he was going.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he thought he might go ahead and just get a hotel in Bloomington, Illinois, which is like 2.5 hours away. 'Cause
you know what? It's better than East St. Louis.
it's
Baby.
better than most of St. Louis.
Yeah, I know this guy. I know
St.
him.
Louis, get your shit together, okay? Seriously, your downtown kind of sucks. Like, it's dangerous. I
It
mean,
all
I
is.
loved going to the St. Louis Blues game. Okay,
Yeah.
That's
it was
different. Yeah.
the arena there for the Blues, and you can drink like at the bars
And you
after the
stay
game's
after,
over.
yeah.
You stay there because there isn't anywhere else to go downtown.
It's the only place safe to stay and drink.
It is.
Yeah.
So,
So
it's it's
This
a cool
knuckle
place.
sandwich is a little stronger to me
It
than the
is.
64.
It
Has a
is,
little
yeah.
more
Definitely
punch.
is. Yep.
Yeah.
And it goes great with that Takumi.
Yeah. That's why I went in there and grabbed this because I
Yeah.
thought that dark Sumatra might do something nice with the
Yep.
Takumi because
I'm almost getting like a little bit of like coffee off the
I could see
off
that
the bourbon.
dark roast.
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Almost a little bitter.
More
but
from
not,
the cigar, but not the. Yeah, I see what
It's
you're
kind
saying.
of
Though, yeah.
like together. If you take a puff, then take a sip, it gives that little like bitterness of like a dark roast.
Which is really odd because a Japanese style finish.
it's not typically towards that like roasty flavor.
It isn't. It makes me wonder what the underlying distillate was before.
Undisclosed
They-
still. So like
yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
just I mean sourcing, right? So what was it out of the barrel before they did their finish work on it? Because it
Right.
would have been, to me, it probably was pretty aggressive, and they added all those nice light over the top fruit notes
well,
that you get from a Japanese.
I see what you're
finish.
saying with the coffee after taking the puff and the sip
Yeah.
because what it's doing is if you ever have a really really good bean and you roast it and you immediately make some coffee out of it, you get that kind of a dark red fruit kind of in the darkness of the coffee. That's what I'm getting
Okay.
is
Yep.
the fruity side of the dark
Yeah.
roast coffee.
That's
And
my
it's
jam.
really nice,
Yeah.
really nice. High-end
Yeah.
coffee for sure.
I
Yes.
just wish dark roast had more caffeine in it because I love the flavor
Yeah.
of dark roast, but
Yep.
I'm
once
with
you roast it that long, it's just
You've lost
you
most
lose
of
a
it.
I've
lot
pretty
of the
much
caffeine.
switched to a medium roast for my just daily coffee just because of that.
Oh, we
Just
drink
need a
like
little-
blonde, and,
Do ya?
I like
and
blonde a lot, and that's why
Yeah.
we got the black and tan in
Yeah.
there because you got the blonde roast and the dark roast to kind of balance it out.
they had a
little bit.
booth at the farmers market at
Did they?
Fisher's.
Brick
Yeah,
House?
Brick
Nice.
House did.
Shout out those
Yeah.
boys.
Got some coffee from them this morning. So
Good. They're great people.
I don't remember which one I got. It might have been that one. I don't remember. I just
I've
asked.
been thinking about changing out my coffee situation. I've been Keurig for a long time just because of the convenience. And I'm the only one in my house that drinks coffee.
Is it the
Chanel
K
doesn't.
cup?
K-Cups.
Okay,
yeah.
so I have the Keurig Duo,
Yeah.
the one that has the K cup pods and the carafe.
Okay.
So we only use the carafe side of it.
Interesting.
So we just do drip, but I still have my percolator. Like
Yeah.
I use both when it's necessary, but
I've thought about just going to pour over
Yeah.
and just doing a pour over carafe.
Well, I mean, we do have
That's-
the
yeah.
bags of beans and if you wanted to try the black and tan here, you're
Yeah.
welcome to grab a bag in before you go. It's good stuff. And Brick House, they're down there in the Geist area. They roast all their beans right there at you can see the roaster going while you're there. It's actually a cool spot.
I just need to get a good adjustable grinder
Yeah.
if I'm going to go
yeah,
that
we
way.
don't have a burger.
We've got a
Because
little
I
handheld
do-
grinder.
Yeah.
I
It's
do
not
like
great.
a latte
Yeah.
or even just an espresso. And I've kind of considered about getting like an espresso machine.
I got one.
A couple guys that I'm buddies with, old work friends, they're crazy. Like, I mean, one of them's got like a $4,000 espresso machine. So I
It's
know
not
what the
quite that
high end
crazy.
ones are, and I don't know that I want to go that crazy.
I got like a Cuisine Art one, and it does
exactly.
the job.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
got the
$400 or something.
Yeah, it's got the little steamer on the side, and
Yep.
it's got a 2-spout, and it's nice enough.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
we just
I-
don't use it anymore.
I don't know. I'm up in the air right now.
It's always good for dessert too, right? Like if you're gonna
Yeah.
go out there and have something like this knuckle sandwich, just like one shot of espresso and
Yeah.
maybe some coffee beans or something with it, like a chocolate coated coffee bean. Goes really good.
Dude, I love
Well,
those.
apparently not understanding just how much I drink also means when I get my blood panel done, they go, your liver numbers are a little high.
We were making fun of him yesterday. We were like, we would never know if you're jaundicey. You just, I guess you're gonna turn purple, not yellow, because of your
Isn't
shade.
that your kidneys? That's not your liver, is it?
I don't fucking know.
Got your kidneys, I think. Yeah.
I don't know shit about.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm
good
like,
one.
well,
Like
maybe
kidneys
instead
right
of
now.
doing that dessert cognac or that dessert 149 proof brandy, maybe I should just do an espresso instead.
Or do them together. What would be bad?
You need to hydrate. There's water in bourbon. There's a lot of water.
There
in
is a lot of
bourbon.
water.
Water
It's
and bourbon.
mostly water.
Yeah. I mean, it's water and corn. Like it's pretty much a salad with a side of water.
Shot of espresso, shot of 149 proof brandy.
I'm all natural, baby. It's coming from the earth, right?
It's
Like,
vegan. It's got to be good.
yeah, as long as it's not coming out of a monkey's ass, like you're good.
The vegans all say
Dude,
it's good.
I would still try the monkey's ass coffee if I ever got it. If I could afford it, I would try it.
That's how you're gonna.
Come on,
You're
you
gonna
gotta
bring
try
the next COVID strain
You
to
gotta try it.
the U.S.
I
My
know.
brother-in-law Hoss,
Screw the monkey.
he's had
Pangolin shit.
the back guano version.
Has he
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, he had it.
What was his thoughts?
He
Was
said it
like,
was awesome.
Impressive.
He said
Yeah.
it was really, really delicious.
I think because and maybe it really is. I don't know. I don't have a palate for that type of I don't know what you call it. I guess exotic flavor,
right.
but I guess maybe it really is that good. But
Oh, I
I
could
just
definitely
don't
get
hunt
into it.
those exotic delicacies.
I love
yeah.
trying everything
I mean,
different and weird.
I don't
I'll
know.
try anything.
I'll down some oysters. So take that shit with
Yeah.
a grain of salt, but
or a grain of sand.
or a grain of salt.
Yeah,
Like,
whatever
Or
it
two or
takes.
three.
yeah.
Or-
Or
I
pearl.
love oysters, so
Yeah.
I'm right with you. Yeah.
I mean, I just
but
I don't know.
I've never had chitlins. You ever
really.
had chitlins?
I have
before?
had chitlins.
See, that to me I'll try it. Like if
Is that
if
your
I end up
taboo?
having an opportunity at some point, I will try it. But I'm not like seeking.
I've tried it.
Chitlins.
I wasn't a big fan of it. but
Yeah,
it
I mean,
was
it's just
fine.
I'm like, when you say you got to clean the shit out of it, and you're not meaning that you have to clean it a lot, you have to clean the shit out of it.
Yeah,
I'm kind of like, man, I don't know. That's a next level.
it's next level.
That
It's
is
like
next
It's like
level.
the brown runny shit out of a lobster or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's not hard to do. That's out of lobster and
Crawfish and all that,
And
yeah.
yeah. Well, you don't really do it out of crawfish.
Yeah.
much. I mean,
Some you do.
Suck that
Yeah.
shit.
You-
it'd be
Most
big
of it
enough.
just peels out. But
Most of it, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I got to clean my shrimp. I'm
You
used to
got mud
that. I
vein.
clean shrimp all the time. I don't have a problem with that. It's like
Yeah.
mud vein.
So we're gonna do a food episode in Orange Beach. I've decided
We got
Good.
on our boil night or whatever cooking night that we have. We're doing an episode.
You got to
So-
reach out
so
to
if we're
one of
gonna-
those bars and ask them, say, hey, can you guys set up a crawfish boil for us? And, you know, they can sell it to the whole place, but maybe have it for a night where we can do it.
October's a little tough.
Yeah, but you can still get crawfish.
You
Is it busy
usually
in that
can.
area?
No. Well, so it's kind of weird. Orange Beach has a huge summer crowd, which seems weird because you're thinking
Not so much
Alabama,
fall.
it's hot as shit,
Yeah.
right? It's crazy. But people are coming from like Houston and Florida and coming north to Alabama, where
Not
the
so
humidity is actually not quite as aggressive in
Yeah.
Alabama. I mean, it can be, but on the coast, you know, it's nice. There's a great breeze always coming from the Gulf. I mean, there's always 20-mile-an-hour winds out there. And for them, you know, they look at it and, okay, it's 105 degrees, but that's still not 110 back home,
Yeah.
you know, wherever they're at. So they bring on all their crews for spring break, and they know that they're going to have to pay them for about a month while it's kind of slow between that March, April time frame. So May is pretty slow, but then a lot of schools are letting out a little bit earlier and going back a little bit earlier. So they're late May into really the 1st of September, they'll have all their summer staff. And I guess there's a huge, like, what is it, Bermuda and somewhere else, maybe Jamaica.
Bahamas, come on, baby.
Right.
mama.
They get
Come on,
tons of
baby
workers.
mama is what you said.
Yeah, the song. Yeah.
Well, he said baby mama.
There you
though.
go. Oh, baby mama, yeah. But they have all these summer workers that come in. Well, in October, they're gone. So
Mhm.
we had, there's a pizza place that
Little
we
less
like
than-
there, and the 2 times that we went when it was in October, you were like, they'd say, yeah, it's about a 45-minute wait and an hour and a half later,
Yeah.
right? Because they don't have people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's this or a fall break crowd that now goes down there. Now I think it's shrinking because the schools have started to shrink the fall break again,
yeah.
back to a week or even
Yeah,
2 or
from
3
2.
days,
Yeah.
from being 2 weeks. So that crowd is kind of shrinking again. But yeah, you go in October and you kind of want to go out to dinner at like 4:00 in the afternoon so
Yeah.
that you're not waiting.
Right.
And it's not a matter of there's not room in the restaurants. There is. They just can't work fast enough because of the number of people. So we'll have
Yeah,
to
okay.
plan appropriately for that.
But
It's still
honestly,
great. It's an awesome time.
You know, when I'm on vacation, I don't
give a
I don't
shit.
care.
No.
I'll have another drink or two.
Exactly.
and
You go to
hang
the
out with my
bar
friends
and
and
yeah,
hang out.
that's
That's
yeah.
the. I mean, you know, it's not like this morning when I'm trying to eat my breakfast really fast.
You
Gotta
gotta
get
get
it
here.
like and scarf it down in 2 minutes to try
Yeah.
to get here on time.
Yeah, we talked about that
busy
the
day.
other day about me and Jen went to Nag's Head a couple years ago in October, in off season. And you know, it's like 65 degrees on the beach, which is a little cool for the beach at that time.
Nothing's
But nobody's
better,
there.
Nothing's better than wearing jeans rolled up and a sweatshirt on
Yeah.
the beach.
The only
Great. I
my
love
only
it.
real complaint, well, 2 really. One would be that since it was the off season, most of the restaurants were closed.
Right.
Mm,
So like you had like 3 places that were open throughout the week. So like you just had
yeah.
you go there, you just try everything all week. So that's fine. It is what it is. You're going in an off season. You have to expect that on a beach
Yeah.
place. The other part was it was right after a hurricane hit the coast, and so it was like still super windy. And at Nag's Head, I don't know about Orange Beach. Nag's Head, you can have beach fires.
Yeah,
where-
you can't now. not in
Yeah, you
Alabama.
you get a permit by the wood, whatever. You can have a fire as long as you put it out before you leave. Well, that's also weather permitting, of course. So if it's too windy, you can't buy a permit. So it was so windy the whole week, 20, 30 mile an hour winds, they wouldn't sell you a permit for a
Yep.
beach fire. So it's 65 degrees, you're sitting out there, and then by the time the sun goes down, it's like 40. And so,
It's chilly.
you want to sit out there, have a couple beers, and we took the dogs, and, we're sitting out there, and Sadie's freezing her ass off in the sand, and Spencer's digging in the sand, and, just having a good time. But we couldn't have a fire. I was kind of bummed. I wanted the beach fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't in Alabama either. I think one of the big reasons there, I don't know this for a fact, but it seems to be a huge sea turtle place.
Mm.
So the sand is really soft.
Okay.
Like it's
yeah.
really, really nice soft sand. They have dunes in front of it's the whole beach line. They have
yeah.
the boardwalks that go out across the dunes.
Yeah.
And you can't walk on the dunes. Like you can get arrested for walking on the dunes down there.
All right,
Well,
let's not do that.
And
Yeah.
fun fact on the soft sand, they actually truck the sand from that area of Orange Beach and that whole area from the dunes to Pensacola Beach. That Pensacola Beach is not like that.
Interesting. I didn't
And they
know that.
truck that sand over to make it nice, soft, and fluffy sand. Otherwise, you'd have sand like you would on the Gulf Coast side of Florida.
Right.
So
So you got 60 or 70 miles there. That's that real soft sand.
Yeah.
And all the lights on the hotels that are outside, none of them are the bright white. None of them are even the typical kind of incandescent bulb color. They're all orange.
Yeah, kind of like the ones we have out here on the patio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're all orange so that they don't screw with the sea turtles.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And I did find out the state park that is between Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, that is there because of a mouse. So it's about 2 miles.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And there is a
Endangered
mouse
out there.
that it carries the seeds for the sea oats, which
Yeah.
is like the plant that holds the dunes in.
Yep.
And so they actually have that there just for the purpose of maintaining for the mouse. And that mouse then goes from that 2 mile section, both through Alabama, through Orange Beach, and through Gulf Shores, and spreads the sea oats out to make sure that the dunes all get planted.
Planted, yeah, or
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Vegetation.
yep. So it was really interesting to hear kind of, the whole environmental aspect of that.
Yeah.
And understanding that's why they do what they do. I mean, that's why there's only 2 bars that are publicly accessible in Orange Beach that are actually on the beach, like bars. There's a couple other restaurants, but just bars. There's the Hampton Inn, their pool bar that is right there on the beach. Everything you see is right there, and that is public. Even though it's at a
Okay.
hotel, they let anybody come in.
Okay.
And then a new place, Coastal. And I forget, there's some famous person that invested in that. I mean, it's like $1 million restaurant. It just opened up 18 months ago. Great food, beautiful view, like right there, just looking over the ocean.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice place. They said they have one of the biggest kitchens in North America.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, it seats, I don't know, maybe 800 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's a whole huge complex.
Yeah.
Over in Gulf Shores, they've got the Hangout, which is kind of similar
Yeah.
in style, live bands and all that, and nice restaurant, and then a bar area, and yeah, but pretty cool place. We'll
That is
definitely
cool.
do food episode down there.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
I will say that the fish is actually as much a thing down there as like the shrimp. So the shrimp is probably the biggest thing,
Yeah.
right? Shrimp in that area
I'll
is.
probably be more into the
is
fish
huge.
personally.
And the fish, if it's snapper season, they'll go out. I mean, they only got to go out 10, 15 miles and they can get snapper all day long. Groupers almost year round.
Yeah. Grouper's pretty
And
common.
I'll tell you, you get a over at Wolf Bay, the stuffed grouper.
Oh my
is
gosh.
crab stuffed grouper. It's freaking amazing, man.
I love grouper.
And
I
that
love
with
grouper.
that blueberry bourbon smash
Yeah.
cocktail. I can't wait for you guys to have it. I'm just so
Well,
excited
and
about it.
depending on how warm it still is, I mean, because you never know when in October it could be getting chilly.
It should be in the
You
mid
might-
80s during the day, but will get down
But I
to
mean,
the
how
60s.
how cool
low
the water is, how far out to. They
Yeah.
might even be into some yellow and blackfin tuna. Maybe have to go out a little further to
That's
get
the
that.
problem is you got to go out
But,
real far to get
those
it.
places have boats to go out every day.
They do.
Really far.
They do. Yeah, if
So-
you go on the other side of Pensacola over to the Fort Walton Destin area.
Yeah.
We went to Fort Walton one year because
That's a
there was
cool
a
place.
hurricane that took out, just made things difficult. It wasn't bad enough to really like take everything out, but a lot of the hotels, like their pools were out of commission. And
Yeah.
so we changed and went to Fort Walton and met a group of guys that they go there in October every year for fall break for their kids. Kinda. It's more about those guys because they go out on the fishing pier and they catch Spanish mackerel.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they always got wasabi and soy sauce with them. And the first one they catch, they're just chopping it up and having sushi while they fish the rest of the day.
Tell you,
Hell
the
yeah.
weirdest thing I ever saw, because I love going fishing, and I've been out in the Gulf and caught a shit ton of red snapper and tuna and all that. There was a really cool. We went out on a pier, and I can't remember if it was on the Gulf side or the ocean side. It might have been Myrtle Beach even, and we were out there, and there's this guy out there fishing off the edge of the pier, and he's catching these little sharks, And I'm like, what the hell good are these things? He was keeping them. And he's like, oh yeah, I make a shark pasta salad. I'm like, no fucking way. He's like, I'll bring some back tomorrow if you want to try it. I'm like, hell yeah. It was delicious.
Huh.
and I'd never thought of little baby sharks or whatever the hell those little sharks are would taste good. Do baby shark do. But it was kind of cool to see. You just never know. I mean, seafood. Every species tastes different. Obviously you have to like seafood. Lisa's not a seafood person.
Yeah, but like salmon's different, right? Like salmon's fishy, but it's not like fishy like mackerel.
It's
it's not.
fishy.
Yeah. So like,
have you ever had conch before?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely an acquired taste.
I don't think I have.
Can't say that I like it, but I don't not like it. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
But they have conch fillets. Actually,
You didn't like conch in your mouth?
conch in my mouth.
That'd be a good shirt.
Conch in your mouth.
That would be a good one.
I'm sure someplace has it. But there's a restaurant on the Alabama side, just over from Pensacola. I don't know if that's right close to Orange Beach or not, but they're known for their conch sandwiches. Like they do like a tenderloin, but out of conch. And
So they
it's
use the
actually
shell
pretty good.
for a burger? How do you bite
Not
into
the
that?
shell. It's just the meat.
Just the meat.
Come on, damn it.
Yeah.
It's just the meat.
So there is
Just a burger with
You do
conch.
remind me
meats.
of one other thing down there. So right, they got the fish, they got shrimp. Obviously, is their number one.
Yeah.
They also have fried crab claws.
Yes.
Oh shit! Yeah, I love that.
They are
I've never
stupid expensive.
I've
but
never
they
had
are
them, but
so
I'll
good.
have them. I'll have them when we're down there.
Oh,
That
they're
sounds good.
delicious. They are so freaking good.
On our nice night,
Yeah.
obviously I want seafood all the fucking time.
Yes.
But
Same.
my problem going to some of these destination places is even like the nice restaurants. Some of the only seafood you can get is like fried.
Yeah.
I don't want a
Yeah.
fried meal. Like I want fresh.
We see that's the
seafood.
difference.
I want a
between going-
seafood tower.
See, that's the difference between people from the Midwest go over to like Myrtle Beach side. They're going to Calabash. Everything's
Yeah.
fried.
Yeah.
And everyone
Yeah.
thinks, oh, that's a seafood restaurant.
Fudd puckers,
No,
yeah.
it's not. Go to the more high end restaurants.
seafood
and
tower
get some
will
great
be-
stuff.
There's a couple restaurants down there that have seafood towers. You got to remember, a seafood tower, none of that seafood's going to come from down there except for the shrimp.
Yeah.
Not one
That's
bit
a
of it.
bummer.
Well, because look, Gulf oysters are huge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? They are not small, and honestly, I don't eat them raw anymore. They
Really?
just
East and West Coast
Rockefeller.
oysters.
yeah,
are
you got to
great.
go up to the cold water to be able to get them where they're a little bit more meaty. They'll have more briny. The ones in the Gulf, they're big, they're milky.
Yeah.
They're just not. Now they're awesome cooked.
Put enough
Like-
horseradish on it, you will never know.
Well, that's true, but then what's the point?
Get some
You
of that
know?
red wine. Yeah.
But yeah, you down there, the cooked, not even fried. I'm just saying baked with
Baked 'em.
all kinds of different toppings on them, right? You can get, what's the main one that everybody serves?
Blue Point?
No, not the oysters,
Oh,
the style.
Rockefeller.
Oh, Rockefeller.
Rockefeller,
Yeah.
thank you, yes. So you got Rockefeller down there, but then you got like Cajun style.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they've got
That's the way to go.
all kinds of spice stuff in them, and they'll maybe put a little bit of the sausage that they have down there. Yeah, you go with the cooked oysters down there. So you gotta kind of think, am I going for local, right? And if I'm going for local, the biggest thing is the shrimp and the fish.
Always go local.
And you can
Speaking-
get black and red fish there.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're just
That sounds like
you're
lunch.
100 miles or maybe like 130 miles from New Orleans. So it's
Oh, yeah.
you get the black and red fish. It's awesome.
So speaking of baked, I didn't get baked last night.
No, but you did have.
Well, yeah,
something baked.
Scotty D made some baked ribs last night.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
baked rubbed ribs.
Wow.
Just dry rub. They
Wow.
were good.
No leftovers?
No leftovers.
No,
I
there
don't think
is.
I might
There's
have
a whole
leftovers.
Nothing
Oh,
for
shit.
Rob?
Remember, there was a whole
Oh,
rack.
God
Yeah, I guess I
damn.
could have brought that today.
Thanks,
but
thanks, buddy.
Yeah, we
Sorry
have dropped
about
the
that.
ball there. We were too busy this
no, but
morning,
it was the
weren't you?
first time I've ever made ribs. Can you believe that?
Really?
Ever?
Huh.
Yeah.
Mr. Foodie himself.
I will say one thing. I am shocked you don't have one of those badass smokers up behind your house.
My brother-in-law does.
I know you. I know.
I just
but
I
dude,
buy the meat and give it to him. I don't need to sit
I
up for
don't
7
blame
to 14 hours or whatever. I
I'll
mean,
say that's my.
he'll do
big
it all
thing.
day long, and I'm like, he makes amazing barbecue. Why am I bothering?
That's true.
Now the baked ribs, I'm absolutely going to do that again.
Oh,
Yeah.
pull off the bone, man. I mean, there was a little bit of toughness to it.
Really?
Just right how I wanted
Yeah,
it though. But
you-
I was going for the competition style is how I prefer it, where it's got just a little bit of chew.
You twist it off though, and it just came right off the bone, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was.
It's great
I
with
was
the
kind of
spicy
shocked.
barbecue.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was very good. It was kind of a little
very
more
impressed.
Memphis style
good.
with
Okay.
the dry
okay.
rub.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
no smoke, but I used smoked chipotle and smoked paprika, so
Yeah.
The
you
celery
still got
salt,
some
though.
of that.
The celery salt really set that shit off.
I bet.
That's such a prominent flavor in that, and it meshed really well with the spicy barbecue
Yep.
that he had.
Nice.
Yep. Had a
So,
touch of ginger in there as
yeah,
well.
So
Ooh.
good.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I know.
Now we're
I
making
know.
you hungry.
I am getting hungry.
So we're gonna do more than one food episode throughout the year, apparly, because we have a
That
lot
could
of
happen.
ideas.
Yeah,
so.
because our podcast is called Drink, Smoke, Eat. Shout out, boys.
Here's looking at you. We should do that. I'll roll the smoker up here one day, and we'll do the podcast around the smoker.
Yeah, there
while
you
we're
go.
doing like a brisket or something.
Well, I mean, we do want to show that you can both smoke cigars and drink while smoking meat.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's like the whole purpose. I don't know why you even fire up the smoker if you're not smoking and drinking.
Oh, God.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, that's my favorite part about smoking meats is that like I can't do anything else because I got to tend to this because I got a stick burner still. So
Right? Yeah.
You have to tend to that fire.
Yeah.
Don't say still.
Still.
You should just keep with the stick burner.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I have a pellet, but like the only thing I use the pellet for really is like bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
And
That's
about
why
it.
I
And I
want to
do-
give me a Blackstone because I don't have time for a smoker.
Yeah.
And I want a Blackstone. I want to go out there and make
Get
cake
that
and
little
eggs
My
Eggs
in the
gas
morning.
grill, I
yeah.
got the little, wood chip holder thing, and so I'll do like some smoked chicken sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. I
Because
got
that's
that in
easy.
mine,
That's
too.
just, that's like an hour. That's no big deal. And
Mhm.
with gas and just burning those wood chips, you can pretty much just let it run and
Yeah.
you're fine. It'll stay on 250 all day long and
Yep.
good to go. But that's about as far as I go with smoking. I automatically turn it over to Haas and
Let him do his
let
thing.
him
Yeah,
handle
fire management's it's a hard game, man. Like it took a while to learn that shit.
it.
But,
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and the different types of woods and how they burn. Like I got a half rick of like mulberry. It has no flavor. Like it provides no flavor to your meat, but it burns hot and it burns quick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you use that as like your initial startup to get your smoker up to temp,
Yep.
and then after that, throw in some cherry or some maple, some hardwood.
Bourbon
Well, you've been-
staves.
Yeah,
You've been doing
staves.
bourbon
Yeah.
staves.
Yeah.
Bourbon
lately.
stave.
Yeah, I still got
Bourbon
half a
stave
box.
barbecue. I'm like,
Yeah, I
forget
did some
it.
on the pulled pork. we
forget
had.
cherry wood, apple wood. No, I'm out. Give me bourbon stave barbecue.
I like doing
all day
maple with a
long,
couple
and it's
staves.
great.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you get a little bit of that sugar, little like the remnants of the char in there, and
I
it's,
will say applewood works, but it's more for like chicken.
yeah,
Yeah, it's hard to do that with
rotate,
any kind of
yeah.
red meat.
whole chickens.
Yeah, yeah.
I like
I don't use that with wings.
I like
but,
pecan, but man,
Pecan, yeah.
it's aggressive.
Is it?
Yeah, it's super, super aggressive. Like it's there.
Yeah, smells good burning though.
It
smells
does.
really
It
good
smells
burning.
really
The
good.
maple is dense as shit. Like it's so hard to chop that with like a handheld hatchet.
Mhm.
Like you have to have an axe almost,
yeah.
or like a splitter. And like
Yeah.
I just got a little handheld
A
hatchet.
bandsaw.
and- yeah.
So
I used
whatever
a
it takes.
sawzall last time because I was being lazy.
Well, whenever Rob starts doing flights out here, I drilled those staves, and let me tell you that white oak that shit was tough to drill through.
Yeah, they're still sitting there.
I spent a
Oh,
lot of
collecting
time out
dust.
there,
Yeah,
drilling that.
yeah.
He's like, "Hey, get those to me in a couple weeks. I'll
Thanks,
have
Joe
flights."
Boo.
Hey, just saying, man, that was like 2 years ago.
Rob doesn't want to deal with the
kinda was.
hassle of
I
pouring
don't blame
flights.
I don't blame you.
We're going to. God damn it. Yes.
Come in soon
Someday.
for your goddamn it.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it
Soon.
the Hank Hill.
We're gonna call it the Hawk Tua.
God damn it, Bobber.
We're gonna do it until that goes away.
Yeah, that was the other video too. So like I posted that one too, some remake of that one. I don't even remember what it was. It was when the tail end of that interview was her talking about like how many dudes she slept with or something, and it was like I don't know, maybe 1, maybe 3, who knows.
I think she kept
And, like-
going. It's like 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8.
So I posted with the caption of how many distilleries are you gonna get on the podcast this year, and I shared that one. It got like 1,000 views the first day.
That's
because
funny.
this was the day after Logan posted it and got like 2.7 million views overnight. So I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. So I posted it, got nothing. And then overnight, last night, I woke up this morning, it was like, your reel hit 57,000 views. Congrats, keep posting. And I was like, oh my God, why the fuck are these people watching my shit?
Have you
Like,
seen
geez.
that one meme out there now that's it's going out on the bourbon pages. It says above it says, how many times a day do you think of bourbon? And it's Dorothy from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I posted that one. Yeah.
15,000
Yeah.
times
Yep.
a day.
Let's see. There was another one that came around. It was Bill Maher interviewing her the other day.
interviewing
The Hawk Tua
the
chick,
Hawk
Haley
Tua
Welch.
chick.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was
She is
asking her.
riding that high.
What the
and
fuck?
God.
So he
Dude.
was asking her what her favorite like rap music was. It's just like stupid as shit. Bill Maher asking this question. And she was like, I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of new rap. I know one song that like Jay-Z was in. It was something about concrete jungle and licking tomatoes. And they played the song, and it was Alicia Keys and Jay-Z, and it was the Welcome to New York song. It was, yeah. And it was not,
It wasn't what she
That
said.
was not the
that was
lyrics
not
at
the
all.
line. But after you like read the line, hear her say it, and then they play the song, it's the only fucking thing
That's
you
what
can
you
hear.
hear.
Yeah.
Licking
It was
tomatoes.
what was it? It was Welcome to New York, something where dreams are made of. But you know,
licking
she
tomatoes.
thought it was
Tomatoes.
the concrete jungle, come lick a tomato, and it was just like. First of
Wow.
all, like nobody questioned the fact that Bill Maher's interviewing this chick, like the
Yeah.
weirdest shit ever.
But
Yeah.
that is bizarre.
Yeah, like
what?
no fucking business doing this shit. So everybody's riding this on a high, not just her, all the
I was gonna
celebrities.
say, I feel like
Everybody
everybody's
is.
taking advantage,
Oh, yeah.
and she's happy to be taking advantage of
Honestly,
it.
the winners in this is the presidential race right now.
Oh, for sure.
Because they're getting more publicity on that stuff than
Yeah.
listening to Kamala or Donald say
Yeah.
stuff
Oh,
right now.
God. Keep going, Haley.
Yeah, please.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Ride that shit.
Yep.
Somebody commented on that this morning. Was like, "Yeah, keep giving this slut all this attention. The world's gonna end soon." I'm like, Jesus Christ!
Wow.
You woke up
Wow.
and like that's what you fucking thought
Man.
of, like.
I'd say grab a bourbon, some cigars, and chill
Yeah,
out.
maybe
Man,
mellow the
definitely
fuck
to
out.
wake
Listen to
up
the Final
angry.
Third podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Subscribe, mellow the fuck out.
Damn.
Take a fucking gummy or something.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out.
Jeez.
God.
This show will make your life better.
It
You'll be
will.
less angry.
Mm.
Yes. Tua. That one's for whoever made that comment.
Nah, I just want to know what's next.
Oh,
you
we
know,
got-
you
we
start
have
thinking
to,
like,
we have to start just coming up with something and just say it randomly and put out shorts and just something's got to hit.
hey, Mike's
some
working
point.
hard, man. He's trying
What's up, buddy?
to make it happen.
I have
Hey.
I have no fuck. We talked about it with Josh
Yeah.
on like what our next big fucking viral shit was gonna
Oh
be.
God.
I don't know. I think it's gonna come in Orange Beach for sure.
If there's a
Yeah.
place it could happen, that would certainly be the one.
Yeah, maybe Chattanooga. Who knows? We're there for 2 days, so
Yeah.
we're gonna find some viral sensation or something. Maybe we'll run into you know, who is that fucking dude? Who did your buddy run into in Orange Beach like 2 weeks ago?
Oh, it was the
Oh, it was
football quarterback.
No, Burt Kreischer.
Burt Kreischer.
Oh, Burt Kreischer. That's right.
Yeah, maybe we'll run into like
Yeah.
Burt Kreischer or somebody.
He still
in
has not
Orange Beach.
responded to me. What the hell's going
What
on,
a
Burt?
dick.
Come
He's
on,
got
Burt.
a private EPO on you because you keep emailing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't know any of that shit. But
Josh Ward is
Yeah.
in the house.
Josh Ward in the house.
Shout out.
Blazer 88, everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's all good news. It's all good news.
It
all
is.
good
It is.
news.
Like we said, listen to the show. You'll
Yeah,
be
please
happier.
listen to the show.
You'll-
Please
you'll-
subscribe.
You won't be angry.
Me and Scott are trying to retire, so
Right. We don't want to keep doing our day
we don't want to
jobs.
keep doing our day jobs. Although I am
retired,
enjoying
now. I'm
filming.
working more than I ever did, so it's great.
Yeah,
It's great.
that's usually how it goes.
It's all
I
good.
mean, you know, you do your passion and you end up working more than you ever did when you were
Yeah.
working.
Hey,
Yeah.
my job was my passion for a long time, and hopefully, I got some.
You
some
still
things
got
that are
some
going.
passion for
I
it.
do.
Yeah.
I do. I got some exciting stuff coming on. I'm going to be helping out some private sector customers instead of just state government. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard I get to work with like Panera Bread and
Oh.
Claire's. I don't know. Just
Oh, and you can get some nipple
really-
piercings.
exactly.
Nice.
I could work. Yeah. That'd work. Yeah.
I don't know.
Why not?
Liesel and Will were talking last night about getting a tattoo veneer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing that.
I'm
We're
in
down.
for
I'm in.
that.
We're all
I'm
getting
totally
a tattoo
in.
veneer. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I can get Janelle to do it or not. We're gonna have to work on her.
It'll be
I
hard
don't know
for
what we're
Lisa
getting.
too. I don't know if she'll do it either, but that's okay.
Yeah,
if it's
I
as
don't know
long as
what
it's
we're
something
getting.
like small and kind of
She just doesn't.
and,
She's one of those people who's like, why would I get pain to get something on my body I don't really want in the first place? I'm like, whatever. It's fun.
It's part of it.
It's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just part of it.
I think
Like,
we just get all of our own faces on there, so I don't feel so bad.
so it's not just your face on your
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
we should
Yeah.
get somebody else's face.
Some rando.
So,
Yeah, just
so
like some dude
oh,
on the sidewalk or something.
find the homeless
get my
guy
buddy
that's on
Win.
the beach.
My buddy Win, the Welsh bartender from Hampton
There you
Inn.
go.
There you go.
Get his face.
Yeah.
Do a cartoon image of him and actually have that done. That'd be kind
So
of
we
fun.
each
Right.
pick an artist, and we have to get that artist's face.
Okay.
or a fish.
I want.
don't know.
I want
I'll do a
with,
mullet.
I want to do with dreads and
Dude, a mullet's
face
not a bad
tattoos.
idea.
Yeah, I'll do a mullet tattoo.
Do a mullet with OBA across the top.
Yeah.
I think you need to grow the mullet back out.
I mean, it's almost there.
No, it's not.
Hey, I've already got my IMS tattoo. Why don't I just turn myself into a walking billboard? I'll get Floribama.
yeah,
There you go. Checker flag on your chest.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Get you a tattoo on the side of your arm that just says "Rent this space." Get you sponsorships for your
That
body.
works.
Yeah,
You're going to do 2 forearm tattoos. This one's
My
going to
body
say,
is for sale,
I don't give a piss about nothing.
Nothing.
right?
And then
Nothing.
roll tide on your chest.
Roll Tide. Roll fuck Tide.
Roll fucking tide. Give a piss about nothing.
Nothing.
They're probably going to suck ass this year
I want to meet that guy.
since Nick Saban's.
So we were talking.
Be interesting to
We
see.
brought up Nick Saban the other day when Breeden was here. Who is it? Going back to TJ Gamble. Bruzel. He wants to open a distillery in Alabama somewhere.
Mm.
So
I feel like Northern Alabama could be a good spot for it. I mean, you could do it down there on the beach.
Saban's
area.
a
You could
whiskey
go to
dude.
Foley or somewhere like
Yeah.
that that's far enough off.
Good
that,
thing about Northern Alabama is you can get a lot of property a lot cheaper than
yes,
Yeah.
you can.
yeah,
Yes.
so
Well,
acquiring.
look, you go a mile off the beach and you can get property.
That's
cheaper.
true.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
just on the
true.
coast that you can't really. I mean, you can get it,
It's
but it's
expensive.
4 or
Very,
5 mil
very
for
expensive.
half acre. Like,
Yes.
But Northern Alabama, you're going to get some cool weather.
yeah.
If you're up
You know,
there
down
in
there,
Huntsville,
you're not going to get quite the temperature change. Although,
you'd be
look at
surprised. You
Texas.
can get-
Texas whiskey
Yeah.
is the #1 fastest growing whiskey market in the country right now.
Except most of it sucks.
Ah, dude, you've not tried some good Texas whiskey.
I
buddy.
have not apparently because the TX
Oh.
whiskey tastes like bootstrap leather and it's dog shit.
TX whiskey is marketing only. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Balcones, Still Austin.
Well, I take that back. Still Austin.
Garrison
Okay,
Brothers.
all right.
Well, Mellick's down there.
I take that back. With those two
Louisiana,
are
doing
really
the
good.
rice
Yep.
whiskey, which is really, really good.
There's some great stuff coming out of Texas right now, man.
All right, I'll go back to Texas.
You
Then.
should try some Texas whiskey.
yeah, definitely Alabama.
We
can make
should
that
do.
work.
We actually should. I don't think we won't have time this year because it's almost time for it. But we should definitely take the crew down for the Bastards Ball and go down to Crowded Barrel and do that.
It's still that's with Still Austin, right?
No, it's with Crowded Barrel.
Oh, okay.
They do
I thought
it.
they were
Still
involved with that.
Austin's always there. Garrison Brothers, all the distilleries are down there. Last
They
year,
have a lot of good stuff.
when we were down there last year, Starlight was supposed to be there and they never showed. So I don't know what the hell happened there, but
They were scared.
they were scared.
Yeah.
Scared
All
of
they had to
Texas.
offer was Weller at the time. Oh shit. God damn it.
Oh, here we go.
Cut that
Here
out.
we go.
Yeah,
I got to cut out a lot of shit on this one.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. There ain't nothing you got to cut out.
Yeah, Janelle's not going to listen to this anyway.
No,
so
she's not going to listen at all.
I'm just
Lisa
gonna,
will though.
I'm going to play the
And then
first
Lisa
4
will be
minutes.
texting Janelle, do you know your husband was talking about you all show?
Lisa would never listen to the show until we started, doing this, all of us together. And now she just talks to tell us, you guys cussed a little too much on that show. I'm like,
Right.
all right, we'll cut it down a little bit.
Fuck,
You're
I'm
right.
sorry. How many times your mother told you not to fucking swear?
Damn it.
Shit, I can't stop.
But she definitely wrangles.
Stop
us
being
in
a little
bit.
bitch.
What? Lisa's
She
been on
does
the
not
show.
want to be on the show.
She's not, yeah.
She's been on the show
been on a couple times.
We had a ladies episode with her on.
Yeah, she was on the ladies episode.
Yeah.
So it was
We'll
good.
have her on again, but she's definitely not wanting to be the camera face
Yeah.
at all. I mean, come on, look at us.
Yeah.
We're the beauty
How
here,
can
right?
you pass
She's the
this
beauty.
up? As long as this asshole quits trimming his fucking beard over here.
I'm not. The only thing I trimmed was this side here because this side was growing like 3 times faster, and I had like a knot down here, and I'm like, okay, I just trimmed that up to catch back to here.
It's
but
starting to come
it's all
in.
fine. It is. It
getting
is. The sides, I'm gonna keep trimming the side down a little bit because I get bushy on the side. So
what she
side
said.
down,
I'm
all the
honestly,
way down.
after last night, who was that? The Lorenzo that
Oh,
we
dude,
met?
His
That-
beard looked great, didn't
Man, he's got the
Oh,
Tom
yeah.
Selleck mustache
Oh,
thing
dude.
going on.
it?
And
Dude, he is trimming that bad boy every day.
Yeah, yeah. But it made me excited because I'm doing the push out to the side instead of trimming it up off the lip,
yeah.
and it's staying. Like for the most part, it is going out to the side. So
Yeah.
I don't know, big handlebars or just that look where it's just like straight out and then into your beard.
I think you should grow it up to your eyebrows and do like that.
it just goes all the way
Yeah,
up.
just all the way up.
I will
around your
say,
head.
if you guys haven't been paying attention to the videos, that beard's looking good, buddy.
Thanks, man.
You should keep that beard long term. Seriously,
Actually,
I like it.
I've kind of started debating.
I really like it.
Even Janelle was a little surprised, went in for a kiss the other day, and she was like,
oh
That's
God, no,
actually-
don't.
She's like, it's getting a little
Softer.
soft.
A little prickly.
Yeah,
Once
no,
it gets
normally
out-
it is
Yeah.
like it's really, really prickly, right? Because I keep it so short with the goatee, but it's starting to soften up quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll tell you, man, I don't like shaving. I hate shaving.
I don't like
honestly,
shaving, but I love getting a straight razor shave.
See, the last time I've actually went down clean shave with a razor, it's probably been like 30 years ago.
Wow. So
all
you
the way
just trim
down.
it down to. Yeah.
I mean, I literally when I trim
I'm
it,
probably
it's usually
about
just all the way
15.
down, so.
Yeah, I'm probably about 15 maybe.
There you
Hey,
go.
Here we go.
What do we got here? We got some
Yep.
merch.
Put that in front of the camera here.
Bring that on back here.
Bring it
Yeah.
out here and show them the camera.
What do we got?
Oh, here. Awesome.
Oh, nice. Is that the
Yeah,
that's the event shirt?
That's our event shirt. You see final third.
Heck yeah, look at that.
Oh,
Final
yeah.
third. Yeah. Nice, man.
Beautiful.
It's the
Well,
Tino
thanks, man.
Ferd.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
I love the
Cigar and
flag on
Siskiyou
the.
Lounge.
Yeah, the flag on the
there.
sleeve. That looks awesome. That's great. Well made, man. Yeah. So today, I mean, we're recording it obviously before this is going out. Today we're doing all the sales today. People get a chance to win this package. They donated this incredible ruck pack from a Pelican case with
Yeah.
Blazer 88 logo
That thing
on
is
it.
awesome.
We threw some cigars and cutters and lighters. It's about a $200+ value. So everybody that buys anything today, sorry about you if you didn't get in here beforehand. We've been telling people about it, so
Yes.
it's on you, not us. But someone's going to win that pack, and they're going to love it. It's going to be a great pack.
Yeah, so pay attention. Listen to the podcast.
Yes.
Come in for our giveaways.
So
'cause we're
also
just trying to do more giveaways.
a show note. We're gonna try and tighten these up a little bit and get them a little bit closer to like record dates and release dates. That's
Yeah, we just try to bank up a little here recently.
Summers are
but-
hard because travel and
Yeah.
work
Yep.
and vacations
Yeah,
and
but
all
it
that.
is it is a goal of ours to try and stop telling you about all the great stuff that just happened and you
yes,
just missed.
Yes.
So-
Yes.
Yeah,
we will
so
get
we'll
better
get back
at
onto
all
the
that.
weekly stuff, but
Yeah. Yeah.
We're getting there.
which
We're-
might end up being like a midweek something, just to kind of
yeah.
do an
Yeah,
update like for events that we have coming. So you might see some shorter content, along with other quick hits and stuff. So
Yep, quick hits
Yeah,
and
please
reels and all that.
subscribe.
Which which we'll tell you. I mean, honestly, it is good. If I know not everybody's on every platform, but follow on Instagram, follow on Facebook, and definitely YouTube as well, because you're going to get some different content on all those. If you're on YouTube alone, you're gonna be able to see it all because the shorts are all there, the videos are all there.
yeah,
You can see everything, but you're going to see a lot of shorts coming out on Instagram, which is really nice too.
Which
So-
one you want?
pass me that confiscated. I'm gonna finish off with another pour of that confiscated.
All right, cool.
'cause I'm dry, so we'll finish up here in a minute.
Yeah, yeah, we're almost done here, guys.
Yep. We're pretty close.
So, what else has been going on? I mean, we kind of talked about a lot of stuff, but we really haven't talked about what's coming up with you guys. And
Man.
so I will say one thing that's been really cool. Mike's been working on this documentary. Are you allowed to talk about it?
Yeah, I can
Okay,
talk
so
about it. No
he's been
NDAs.
working with Old Commonwealth Distillery. They're putting in a new facility. He got to spend a very small amount of time, like 12 hours, putting a sign
I think
up
it was like 14
to take like 3 pictures. It was awesome.
It was great.
So I was there. We were.
I'm amazed you didn't get like poison ivy and shit the way you guys were tromping out in the woods there.
Damn.
I only had 4 ticks.
So did they
Just
actually?
4?
That was it.
So was that literally just going out in the middle of freaking nowhere, build a wall and put your sign up, and then they took it down, or what?
Okay, no. So let me
Okay.
tell you about the day. The day
Okay.
was TJ Gamble came by, Bruzel on YouTube. He came
Shout
by with Troy LeBlanc, one of the owners, and Zach Joseph, the other owner, and Andrew English. He's also another owner. They came out, gave a tour to him. He did his own content, kind of like an initial tour. Like the distillery's not done. It's all. There's no walls yet, but the building's there and it's updated. So they were hanging signs that day. So TJ came by. He did his tour. Sammy, one of the residents over there, owns a bunch of the land behind there too. We went through the woods on our first tour with TJ and Andrew, up to see William Campbell, who was the 3rd Duke of Argyll.
The socks?
That's what TJ said.
Yeah.
It's a region in Scotland. This guy is buried on top of this hill in Kentucky.
Okay.
Huh.
Was apparently smuggled over in a whiskey barrel in like the 1800s.
Like his dead body
No, like him alive. He was
in a barrel.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then
Okay.
like passed away at some point in Kentucky. And then they buried him up there. So like it's it's not a passable area to get to. So we're taking this side by side. That was when I sent that video in the group, and like all you hear is this like, that's my fucking knee hitting the back of the side by side because I'm just like getting tossed around like a rag doll. We're driving up like creek beds and like unplowed fields and like soybean fields and cornfields, and it was a cool little thing.
Yeah.
And then we end up at this grave site for William Campbell, who I have to look at the history again. They told us all about it, but he had something to do with like I think it was the original Hoffman brand, which was distilling there in the 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s. And so the rest of the day was doing content for the sign. So Lou DeFino,
Which, by the way, those guys obviously were union laborers because they were getting paid by the hour.
Yeah, no question.
dude, man.
Damn.
So Lou DeFino used to make signs out of the building that they purchased, which was the old Commonwealth originally, which was Van Winkle's place. Lou DeFino used to make the signs. I think he's like 78. He's an older gentleman. Nice guy. He doesn't make signs anymore. But they reached out to him. They said, hey, let's make this sign. We want you to do our signs. He's like, okay. Well, he contacted his people that he knows, Steel Concepts in Cynthiana, Kentucky. Shout out, Pat. And they made the signs. They came to hang the signs that day. I was there to film the signs. Nobody knew that Lou DeFino was going to show up to help hang the signs. He drove in his own crane truck to help hang the signs. So while we're out there filming, like Lou comes out and I'm like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like Lou's on our list of interviews to do for the documentary. And I'm like, this is great footage. So I hung around all day waiting for him, helping hang the signs, filming him doing that stuff. I really wanted to get this one shot of them like lighting up the sign for the first time. Super cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to take 16 hours.
Right.
So
Like 2 o'clock in the morning, right?
oh, it was like 2:30 in the morning by the time they had
Got it lit up.
power to it. Yeah. Like,
I
and
did
they
like that the guy on
did that for
site
me.
text you said, worth the wait, wasn't it?
Thanks, Zach. Yeah. I mean, it was a good picture.
It was a
and the
great
video
picture.
turned out amazing. And I've got so much good footage from that is just awesome. So, like, I kept wanting, I told Jen, I was like, 10's my cutoff. I'm leaving at 10. At midnight, Zach texted me. He was like, hey, how's it going? I was like, we're still on the first part of this sign, bud. Like, this sucks. It's like, this is bad. It's like, these guys are slow. Like, they hang one part and then they take a 20-minute break. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, let's get this shit going. They were there till like 6:30 in the morning. I left at 2:30. I couldn't. I had a 3-hour drive home. Like, I didn't even get home till like 5:30. So,
Gosh.
but I got the shot. We got it done. And now I got to go back and get like, the parking lot was all full of like trucks and ladders and stuff. So like, I got to go get a clean shot now. But that was a basis of the other day. Now we're moving on to, interviews and stuff with the subjects and, pre-production planning for California and getting all these bottles. The other cool part was he told me that they're hanging up canvas pictures in the museum part of the distillery of the pictures that I took of their bottles.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, that's awesome. Can you like put my name on those? He was like, yeah, no problem. Well, whenever I choose what pictures we want to hang up, I'll send them to you, put your tag on, and we'll hang them up.
There you go.
It's like, hell yeah. So like eventually you'll be able to walk this distillery and you see all these pictures that I took, the videos that I filmed with my crew, and you'll see all that shit.
Are
so.
you going to be able to post the videos on your own social media stuff?
Oh,
or
yeah,
not?
yeah. Once
Okay.
they post them, I'll be able to share them.
Okay.
So, and pretty much everything you see me share from Old Commonwealth is stuff that I've done.
Gotcha.
So everything that I'm sharing from them, I'm just sharing it from their pages so we get more followers and subscribers to like their content.
I will
But-
say, any of you distilleries, I know we have a lot of guys there that are distillers and stuff that listen to this. If you need somebody to do something, wait till you see this video.
Crazy.
It's going to be amazing. It's
Yeah,
going to be
the
as
whole
good as
documentary is
anything you've
gonna be
ever
amazing.
seen. And if you need somebody, this is the guy right here. He lives right here in Central Indiana.
It's crazy, man.
He travels. So
Yeah. I'm going to change my handle to the whiskey producer.
the whiskey
Yeah.
producer.
The whiskey director. I
There
don't
you
know.
go.
Yeah. Director of whiskey production.
I still hope I get to narrate it.
I'm pitching you because like they're in between on getting narration for the actual video.
Wait, you don't want me to do it when I forget words and stuff?
Here at old
Yeah. Where are we at, Mike?
old comments.
Somewhere. What?
Yeah.
We're at the final third. I mean, third. Whiskey and cigars, and I don't know.
Yeah,
What do we
so-
do here?
Stay tuned for that. We'll talk about that more. We're allowed to talk about it. We're allowed to talk about some things. Some things we can't talk about, but
Yeah,
coming soon.
Speaking
Like
of words, trying to figure out words and stuff. So I was officiating my daughter's wedding, and yeah, my mouth was getting a little dry, and I'm starting to say it. And apparently, I said we're going to go ahead and start or something like that. And apparently, it came out shart.
There you go.
There you go.
And
So-
yeah, half the crew on the side over here, the wedding party laughed, and I'm like, what the fuck are they laughing about? He's like, I didn't do anything. Someone come up and said, yeah, it sounded like you said shart. I'm like,
Oh,
man.
I now pronounce you financially burdened.
yes.
Congratulations.
Amen.
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't have a child.
And now
Yeah.
they have 3.
Oh.
It's that $600,000 right there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
shit, man.
And that was when our kids were growing up.
Right, right.
It's not
yeah, it's
now.
probably more than that. Yeah,
Yeah.
$1 million proposition. 3 kids, $1 million.
Easy. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, guys, I know we're getting towards the end
Yeah,
here.
what else you got? You want to close it out? Let's close it out.
I think
Let's close it out.
I think we've wrapped.
I got no other events. We got stuff
No,
coming.
We got
Pay
a lot
attention.
of stuff going on.
We'll
Keep
post
an
it.
eye out. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like, subscribe, all that good
Yeah.
shit. And
Yeah.
Give us your likes.
yeah.
All the likes.
Give me your thumb
It's a good thing you're here, so you can actually play the music outro correctly.
the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of hitting random buttons
Let's
like
see
I was
what
doing.
professionals look like.
I don't know what the hell is going on, man. I'm usually more technical than that, but guess not.
Look at that.
He knows
Right
what
on
he's
First
doing.
try.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
guys, thanks again for listening. You can follow all of our stuff here on Instagram at Final Third Cigar.
Follow me at Scotty D Smokes.
Yeah, you can find me at Both Are Visuals, Spencer Lee's, and don't forget to follow The Final Third Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And we're going to smoke some cigars and drink some bourbon again.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right, guys. Thanks
Cheers,
again.
everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.